Chapter 960. Therefore, this was also a good thing about the Martial Arts Academy. Normally, one would not even dare to imagine that they could gather hundreds of thousands of geniuses, but the Martial Arts Academy had done it. Lin Xian had thought of this possibility just from the fact that the last round of assessment was in Tianhua City. Therefore, this group of people was really sneaky. However, Lin Xian had also thought of a possibility for the establishment of the Martial Arts Academy. It was this possibility. Perhaps the future 20,000 students of the Martial Arts Academy would have a lot of missions. For example, today, the Martial Arts Academy had gathered 20,000 students to attack a certain city together. The results would be very brilliant, and the losses would be very small. At the same time, this could be a way for the academy to train the students. Wow! This group of people was really King sneaky. However, this was also where these people were smart. Intelligence was really too important. This was definitely very good news. For example, they had gone to Tianhua City today. 20,000 people, and the lowest level was at the Law Realm. With 20,000 people of this quality entering Tianhua City, how much could they stir up? It was unimaginable. The combat power of these 20,000 people was really comparable to an army of 1 million. Moreover, they had the advantage of being flexible. They fought alone and filled the entire Tianhua City, stirring up a storm. Just based on this point, Lin Xian admired these people. They were too smart. Luo Xiu then said, "I believe everyone knows about Tianhua City. Tianhua City is a city that has been captured recently. At this stage, there are many monsters in Tianhua City, and there are many powerful monsters. There are even heavenly venerable monsters. It's very dangerous, but you have the teleportation crystal. As long as you can react, it's not considered dangerous. Compared to the endless forest, the danger level should be lower because everyone is more familiar with the city." Then, Luo Xiu continued, "Perhaps with all of you mobilizing this time, it won't be long before Tianhua City can be easily taken back by us. You can be considered to have made a great contribution. This is also the goal of our Martial Arts Academy." Everyone did not have any requirements for the venue of the assessment. Instead, they felt that the city was much more comfortable than the forest. This was because they were very familiar with the city, and there were too many places to hide in the city. There were countless houses, residential areas, and so on. Of course, there were also disadvantages in the city. Although there were many places to hide, there were also many places for monsters to hide. You might be exposed to many monsters while walking on the streets. In the forest, there were countless trees blocking the way. Although there were countless tall buildings in the city, there were also countless streets. Moreover, you are being polite with me? If you continue to be polite with me, I will skin you alive," Lin Xian said fiercely. Wang Xintong shrank her head. Lin Xian had a headache. How could he make Wang Xintong not feel so inferior? She was Lin Xian's girlfriend, but she still rejected Lin Xian. She was indeed very competitive. However, this matter had nothing to do with being competitive. It was purely a lack of confidence. But perhaps this was Wang Xintong's personality. Every girl had their own uniqueness, didn't they? "Let's go. I will go with you to buy it." "No, no need. Didn't you say that you don't want to buy it? Then what do I do for 6 hours? Can I help you pay?" Lin Xian smiled and rolled his eyes. Wang Xintong muttered, "I have money. But I am your boyfriend. It is natural for a boyfriend to pay for his girlfriend." Wang Xintong's small face blushed slightly. Then, Lin Xian took her away. Whether it was Xiao Runing or anyone else, they were all very concerned about Lin Xian. However, there were so many people now. It was best not to have any contact with Lin Xian. It would probably be troublesome for him. Xiao Yu. When Murong Qing saw Murong Yu walking towards a corner by himself, she walked over to him. Although Murong Yu was alone, there were many people who were secretly looking at her. Chapter 961. Murong Yu arrived at Murong Qing's place. "What's the matter, auntie?" Murong Yu asked. Morong Ching was her auntie, so their relationship must be very good. Morong Ching was only a few years older than her. Morong Ching's grandparents accidentally gave birth to another child. In fact, Morong Ching was only 5 or 6 years older than her. 5 or 6 years old, she was already her elder sister. Her parents could have given birth to her, but it couldn't be helped. Auntie was auntie. Moreover, her father doted on her auntie too much, and her grandparents doted on her even more. She could be considered as having a daughter at an old age, but her realm was high. Her grandparents also looked very young, so it was normal for them to give birth to another child. However, they definitely couldn't give birth now. How small would that child be? For example, if they gave birth to another girl, she would be 1 year old, and Morong Yu would be 21 years old. Then, Morong Yu would call her auntie, and her father would call her sister. It was simply too messy. I heard that you are together with Lin Xian? Morong Ching asked. Morong Yu nodded. Yes, we got to know each other. Didn't I tell you not to contact him? Morong Ching said helplessly. Originally, Lin Xian was a hooligan in her mind. He would make a move on all kinds of beautiful girls. Just look at the girls around him. Did you dare to say that these girls were just friends with him? That was impossible. Morong Ching saw it too clearly. The way these girls looked at Lin Xian was not the kind of look a friend would give. This man was very strange. He obviously felt very ordinary, but he could slowly attract many girls. It was strange. Originally, Morong Ching didn't really define Lin Xian as a hooligan or a scumbag. However, when she saw Morong Yu come to the martial arts academy, she thought that if Lin Xian saw her, and if Lin Xian was really a scumbag, he would definitely have some contact with Morong Yu. Sure enough, they really did, on the first day. Morong Yu knew Morong Yu too well, but Lin Xian could really talk and laugh with her. This Lin Xian was really a veteran hooligan. Morong Ching didn't want Lin Xian to do anything to Morong Yu. I think he is quite good, Morong Yu said. Morong Ching, after knowing Morong Yu for so many years, it was the first time she heard her say that a boy was quite good. Morong Ching was going crazy. What was so special about this Lin Xian? How could this niece of his be? What do you mean? Morong Ching asked. No, it's just a feeling after chatting for a while, and what? He helped me advance 1,000 ice pupils to the 5th layer. Morong Yu said. What? Morong Ching couldn't help but exclaim. He has a friend who also has 1,000 ice pupils, and it has reached the 6th layer. At first, I was also suspicious, but according to his method, it reached the 5th layer in 2 hours. Morong Ching, as her sister-in-law, Morong Ching naturally knew about her 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. She also knew that she had been stuck here for 5 years. Her father and the other experts had no clue about the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, but Lin Xian had exposed it with a single sentence. Advancing to the 5th celestial layer in 2 hours? What kind of monster was this Lin Xian? And he had a friend who also had 1,000 ice pupils? One of the characteristics of 1,000 ice pupils was blue eyes. She should have known all the girls around Lin Xian, but she didn't see any of them with blue eyes. This Lin Xian was really mysterious. Then, Morong Ching also understood why Morong Yu would say that Lin Xian was not bad. It was because he helped her to advance to the 5th layer of 1,000 ice pupils. Don't look at how cold she was. In fact, there were many tricks she didn't know. Simply put, she might be unapproachable on the outside, but she was easily deceived on the inside. It was not an exaggeration to say that she was a fool on the inside. Morong Ching finally understood Lin Xian's tricks. First, he used 1,000 ice pupils to get close to Morong Yu, then slowly increased her favorability, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Wow! What a sinister man! What else did he say? He also said that he could help me advance to the 6th layer, but don't be anxious. What's wrong? Morong Ching nodded slightly. Yes, I'm also very surprised that he knows 1,000 ice pupils. But for you, it's a good opportunity. After all, you've been stuck at the 5th layer for 5 years. But you must remember, he's a man, and an old pervert. Morong Yu, Yes, I know. Alright, what about his friend who also has 1,000 ice pupils? Did he tell you about it? Morong Ching asked. He said he couldn't find her. Morong Ching nodded slightly. Okay, you go prepare for the test. Then, Morong Yu walked away. Can't find her. Morong Ching muttered slightly. What Lin Xian said should be true, because he really did know about the 1,000 sealing ice pupils. Moreover, he knew the method to advance to the 5th celestial layer. This was something that those old monsters who had lived for thousands of years did not know, so Morong Ching was really surprised. Lin Ye and Lin Xian had been together since young, so she should know. Then, Morong Ching contacted Lin Ye, but she did not get any information from Lin Ye. Lin Ye also did not know when Lin Xian met a girl with blue pupils. What a mysterious person. Morong Ching sighed in admiration. Whether it was this or Lin Xian's Art Pavilion Group's medicine, they were all too powerful. It could even directly increase a martial artist's attribute purity. However, her attribute purity had not increased yet, and Lin Xian wanted her to sleep with him. Damn it! Time slowly passed, and the sky was already dark. Slowly, it was time for them to prepare to go to Tianhua City. And what was Lin Xian doing? Lin Xian found Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. The three of them sat on the rooftop and chatted. I heard that your assessment location has changed to Tianhua City? Ling Ying asked. Lin Xian rested his head on Han Chuxue's thighs. It was simply too comfortable. Sometimes he would touch her naughtily. It was simply too comfortable. Ling Ying really wanted to give Lin Xian a good time. Lin Xian nodded. Yes. Tianhua City. What's wrong? Nothing. Tianhua City has been captured. There are a lot of powerful demonic beasts there. There are even many demonic beasts that have taken human form. Perhaps that place is being used as a temporary base for demonic beasts. It's quite dangerous. Lin Xian nodded. It is quite dangerous. So, before we leave, can you two take your husband to relax? Lin Xian revealed a naughty smile. Go to hell. Bastard. Ling Ying pulled Han Chuxue up. They were talking about something serious. No matter what this bastard talked about, he would always talk about sex. Chapter 962. Ling Ying pulled Han Chuxue away angrily. Lin Xian smiled helplessly behind them. They were already very tolerant of him. Lin Xian was just joking. Of course, if he could, he would still move his body to warm up. Tianhua City. Lin Xian rubbed his chin, thinking about something. The demon race had conquered Tianhua City. As a brand new city, the demon beasts were naturally very willing to live in such a city. There was no need to mention the number of demon beasts in the city. There must be a lot of them. However, this was not the key point. The key point was those demon beasts that had transformed. They were just like humans, living in a city. A brand new city was naturally the best. Therefore, Tianhua City should have a lot of such demon beasts. And for a demon beast to transform, they must be at least in the domain realm. Therefore, Lin Xian also knew what Ling Ying meant. It was very dangerous. Tianhua City might not be safer than the Endless Forest, but it was similar in comparison. At most, as long as you stayed in the periphery of the Endless Forest, it was basically impossible to encounter powerful demon beasts. However, in Tianhua City, there might be powerful demon beasts everywhere. Of course, demon beasts were the same as humans. They also had their own pride. Places like the city center, where tall buildings gathered, would definitely have more powerful demon beasts. This kind of thing was clear in everyone's heart. The powerful ones would definitely live in good places. Perhaps those exquisite and noble residential areas were the most powerful. Some might even live in villas. Lin Xian. Gather. Wang Xintong shouted Lin Xian from below. Coming. Lin Xian leaped off the cliff. Arriving at the back of the crowd, Lin Xian's gaze saw Zhenjie Zhenjie beside Morong Yu. Obviously, this Morong Yu's cousin definitely liked her. His advantage was that he was the first to get close to her. With their relationship, if he looked for Morongyu to talk, Morongyu would be embarrassed to not reply. Everyone should be ready, Luo Xiu said. Ready. All right, let's go to Tianhua City. An hour later, the crowd arrived at Tianhua City. Of course, the teleportation crystals had already been distributed to everyone. Tianhua City is right in front of us. It's 11:40 now. We'll enter Tianhua City in 20 minutes. We'll gather here tomorrow at the same time. Remember the time, Luo Xiu said. On the other side, several people were sitting in a room in the main palace of the Myriad Demon Alliance. Everyone, the Martial Arts Academy has received news that the human Lin Xian is already outside Tianhua City. The one who spoke was a tall and sturdy middle-aged man. Clearly, he was a demonic beast in human form. Lin Xian's name had a relatively large impact among the Yao race. In fact, what had happened before was nothing much. However, the most important reason for the entire Yao race's attention was that Lin Xian had destroyed a large number of void heavenly crystals. These were void heavenly crystals that the Yao race had spent many years collecting. If these void heavenly crystals could continue to exist, it would be of great significance to the Yao race. They could take down the human race's cities one after another in the shortest amount of time because the power of these void heavenly crystals could instantly teleport millions of troops to a certain location. Under such circumstances, the human race would not be able to defend at all. However, the entire Yao race had not expected that a young man named Lin Xian would appear in the human race. He had actually discovered this thing and then destroyed the void heavenly crystals. It could be said that Lin Xian had destroyed the Yao race's decades of planning. Therefore, one could imagine how much they hated Lin Xian among the Yao race. They had always been paying attention to Lin Xian. There were even spies from their 10,000 Demon Alliance experts among the human race. They even had a special mission, which was to always pay attention to Lin Xian's movements. However, they absolutely would not touch him or anyone around him. This was because the 10,000 Demon Alliance also knew that Lin Xian had the Void Fox by his side. Therefore, the news that Lin Xian had joined the Martial Arts Academy naturally spread to this side. Of course, the establishment of the Martial Arts Academy was naturally within the ears of the Yao race. They could not do anything about the Martial Arts Academy. Right now, the most important thing to them was Lin Xian. In the eyes of the 10,000 Demon Alliance, Lin Xian was a very important link. They could not kill this person. They believed that if they could rope in Lin Xian, they would obtain far more benefits than killing him. For example, gene potions, Void Fox. What he could obtain was simply too much. Have they arrived in Tianhua City? They have arrived. They are about to enter Tianhua City. There is no need for Tianhua City to exist. The extinction of the human race is only a matter of time. A man said, however, this human race has established the Martial Arts Academy. The strength and potential of this Martial Arts Academy cannot be underestimated. Lord Ice God is already preparing a series of methods. There are many human geniuses in the Martial Arts Academy. However, they still need time to grow. They are not a threat for now. These young people are all arrogant and think that they are fearless and omnipotent. The 10,000 Demon Alliance can find countless opportunities to kill them. However, for now, Lord Ice God is more concerned about Lin Xian. More importantly, the young man named Lin Xian is more important. Grand Elder, in your opinion, the 10,000 Demon Alliance was a massive organization of the demon race. It could be said that the humans had 3 major factions, while the demons only had 1. The 10,000 Demon Alliance was a major faction. However, the 10,000 Demon Alliance had a total of 13 halls. Each demon god hall was in charge of an area. As for Tianhua City, the 10th Demon God Hall was in charge. Every Demon God Hall's Hall Lord was called a Demon God. They were definitely existences at the Heavenly Tao realm. At the very least, they had absolute authority here. The 13 Demon God Halls in the 10,000 Demon Alliance had the same status and strength. One could not say that the first Demon God Hall's Demon God was the strongest while the 13th Demon God Hall's Demon God was the weakest. That was not certain. As for the 10th demon god Hall's demon god, he was known as Ice God. The elders were the strongest under the demon god. As for Lin Xian, he had even attracted the attention of the 10th Hall Lord of the 10,000 Demon Alliance's Demon God Hall. It was enough to show how much the 10,000 Demon Alliance cared about Lin Xian. This Lin Xian is the only human youth I've seen in so many years that even Lady Ice Goddess is so interested in him. The few great gene medicines he has are extremely terrifying. He can even create gene medicines that can increase the purity of one's attributes. Furthermore, this method is monopolized by the Ice Goddess. The most important formula is called the Chalcedony liquid. However, I've searched through all the ancient books and never found the existence of the Chalcedony liquid. Therefore, we can only rope in this Lin Xian. The Grand Elder swept his gaze across the crowd and said, Chapter 963. They were all members of the 10th Hall of the Demon God Temple. Even further, they were members of the Myriad Demon Alliance. They naturally obeyed the orders of the 10th Hall of the Demon God Temple, the Ice God. To be honest, this young man is indeed somewhat amazing. Those medicines are real. In fact, we never imagined that if such a person can be used by the demon race, the strength of the demon race will increase. The destruction of the human race will be just around the corner. Yes, but if he continues to be used by the human race, the average strength of the human race will definitely increase. It's not good news for the demon race either. They discussed animatedly. Therefore, the main mission tonight is to take away that human Lin Xian. The Great Elder said. That shouldn't be a problem. He's just a weakling in the law realm. The Great Elder said, we can't treat him as an ordinary law realm cultivator. This person is indeed extraordinary. Even the Ice God cares about him. How can we see through him? Moreover, this person has the Void Fox as his companion. The Void Fox didn't follow this operation, so this is the best opportunity. However, we can't be sure if the Void Fox left any divine sense imprints on him. Therefore, although this operation seems to be targeting a young man in the law realm, it's extremely dangerous. The Void Fox is the race with the strongest control of space in the world. The current generation of the Void Fox is very heaven-defying. It's very likely that it will suddenly appear, so it's very dangerous. Great Elder, let me go. The Great Elder looked at a woman. Yes, but you can't do it alone. This time, the 13 of you will act together. This is an order from the Ice God. Even if you die there, you have to bring that Lin Xian to me. Do you hear me? Yes. At this moment, another person asked, what about the members of the Martial Arts Academy of the human race? We can't touch them for the time being. Let them take back Tianhua City. It's not a big deal. The most important thing is to get Lin Xian. If we make a move now, there are hundreds of top experts in the Martial Arts Academy watching. What do you think they're doing? They're watching us so that they can make a move on us. Yes. Lin Xian didn't know that the entire Myriad Demon Alliance was paying attention to him, much less that they were going to attack him tonight. If Lin Xian knew about this, he would definitely bring Ling Longyue out. Given his current state, wouldn't he be tortured to death? 20,000 people entered Tianhua City. Very few people chose to form teams. After all, they were all proud geniuses. They didn't want to form teams. Very quickly, they filled every corner of Tianhua City. Lin Xian walked into Tianhua City and glanced around. There were absolutely no powerful demonic beasts in this location. Even if there were, there would be very few of them. Lin Xian was very familiar with the city, and the overall strength of the demonic beasts in the city would definitely be stronger. Therefore, that was Lin Xian's choice. Bang! Lin Xian came to an SUV parked by the side of the road. He pulled open the door of the driver's seat and sat inside. The key was still there. There were many cars on the road. Most of them were destroyed by the demonic beasts, but there were still some that were still in good condition. One must know that Tianhua City had only fallen for such a short period of time. It was easy to find a car that was still in good condition. Moreover, many of the cars had keys. Those were the keys that those who escaped didn't have time to pull out. Because there were too many people at that time, driving wasn't even as fast as running. Beep, beep, beep. Lin Xian turned the steering wheel, but the car didn't start. It should be out of battery. Lin Xian muttered to himself. The oil was definitely still there, and the car was definitely not damaged. However, it was normal for the battery to run out of battery. This is the time for the lightning attribute to show its usefulness. Lin Xian got out of the car and opened the front cover. Brother, you still want to drive? These cars have been here for a few months. Even if they're not damaged, they're already out of battery. At this moment, a member of the martial arts academy who was passing by glanced at Lin Xian and said, "Sizzle." In the next moment, lightning flashed. It looked quite fierce, but Lin Xian controlled the voltage to be very small. At the very least, he couldn't blow up the battery all of a sudden. At this moment, the entire battery was probably fully charged. Then, Lin Xian walked into the car, and the car started. "What did you say?" Lin Xian asked. The corner of the man's mouth twitched. Damn! The lightning attribute can be used like this? Lin Xian then drove the car towards the city. There were definitely many people who thought the same as Lin Xian, but there weren't many who could do it. The premise was that you had to have the lightning attribute. If you had the lightning attribute, you had to be able to think of this point. Everyone knew that the location of the city center was more suitable for them to grind levels and kill powerful demonic beasts. Using an hour to drive back was definitely more valuable than grinding in the outskirts of the city. Moreover, it was better to have a car. When the time came, the return journey would take less time, and they would have more time to kill demonic beasts and obtain demonic crystals. They entered the city at the edge of Tianhua City, at the entrance of the county. This place was very remote, and the monsters here were generally weaker. They were about the same level as humans. The rich ones were in the city center, while the poor ones were in the small counties and villages. Many people just watched as the car drove past. They were dumbfounded. How the hell did you start the car? Half an hour later, on a main road, Lin Xian heard the roar of a sports car. Then, he looked in the rearview mirror and saw a red sports car covered in ash speeding towards them. Morong Yu. Lin Xian saw the person sitting in the driver's seat. Morong Yu stepped on the gas and was about to overtake Lin Xian. Oh, isn't this Miss Morong? What a coincidence. Lin Xian laughed when the two cars were side by side. Morong Yu was also stunned for a moment and turned to look at Lin Xian. It was Lin Xian? What a coincidence. Morong Yu said, "How did you start the car? Do you have the lightning attribute too?" "No, there was a car repair shop nearby, so I changed the battery," Morong Yu said indifferently. Lin Xian. Smart. This woman was indeed smart. The car repair shop definitely had a new battery or a fully charged one. It didn't need to be fully charged. The car only needed a little bit of power, and the generator would continue to generate power when the car started. They should be the first batch to go to the city center. They didn't care about the others and rushed straight to the city center. "See you in the city center," Morong Yu said indifferently and stepped on the gas, overtaking Lin Xian in an instant. Lin Xian. F***CK. So what if you got a sports car? Lin Xian muttered helplessly. Another half an hour later, Lin Xian arrived at the city center and parked the car by the side. Along the way, they saw many demonic beasts, but they were fast, so they just passed by them. There were also many demonic beasts that tried to attack Lin Xian, but they were all killed by Lin Xian. They had changed 3 cars, but they were all destroyed. Chapter 964. Lin Xian was very familiar with this place. This was the place where he lived. At this moment, Lin Xian was standing in the middle of the square. He did not know how many demonic beasts he was exposed to. Let's see if I can advance to the 10-star law realm this time. Lin Xian muttered in his heart. To be honest, it was too difficult to advance to the 10-star law realm. He was now at the 5-star law realm. How many demonic beasts would he have to kill to reach the 10-star law realm? Once he reached the 10-star law realm, Lin Xian could directly exchange for a heavenly star fruit to advance to the domain realm. However, Lin Xian had his ways, and the price was very dangerous. That's right, Lin Xian deliberately exposed himself to the surroundings. There were shopping malls, supermarkets, cinemas, and office buildings around. How could there be a lack of demonic beasts in such a place? Many demonic beasts were staring at Lin Xian from the side of the road, but none of them made a move. It was not because they were afraid of Lin Xian, but because they were afraid of the other demonic beasts around them. If the demonic beasts were not unified by the myriad demon alliance, they would also be enemies. There was no doubt that the current Lin Xian was a human delicacy in the eyes of these demonic beasts, and they loved human delicacies the most. However, these demonic beasts also understood that if they attacked first, it was very likely that they would be killed by the other demonic beasts as well as themselves. Therefore, no demonic beast wanted to be the first to attack. If Lin Xian was anywhere else, he would have been attacked long ago. However, this position was very special. Lin Xian jumped onto a road and condensed lightning in his hands. It was very small lightning. It was probably the kind of lightning used to charge batteries. Then, zzz, countless lightning threads shot toward the demonic beasts that were eyeing him covetously. The realms of these demonic beasts were not low. Lin Xian glanced at them, and the lowest was at the arcane body realm. There were countless arcane heaven realm beasts, and there were also quite a few law realm beasts. After all, this was the city center. The demon beasts sensed that the incoming lightning did not pose any threat, but they subconsciously wanted to avoid it. However, Lin Xian's powerful spatial manipulation ability instantly sent dozens of lightning threads in front of those demon beasts. Then, before they could avoid it, the lightning threads hit them. There was almost no pain, but they all felt provoked by the little human. On the other hand, Lin Xian was sitting on top of a street lamp with his legs crossed and swinging back and forth. What? Why didn't Lin Xian release dozens of lightning bolts that were enough to instantly kill them and then hit them with spatial energy? He couldn't do it. How much spiritual energy would that consume? And how could Lin Xian release dozens of such powerful lightning bolts? Boom! A blue lightning bolt shot toward Lin Xian from afar. Following this lightning attack, dozens of angry roars from various demonic beasts broke the silence of the night. Roar! In the next moment, dozens of demonic beasts roared crazily and charged toward Lin Xian from all directions. Some even directly smashed the walls and windows of the nearby houses. They were provoked. A lowly human actually dared to provoke them like this. Demonic beasts were like humans. They also had their own dignity. Maybe low-level demonic beasts could not feel it, but demonic beasts that had reached the arcane body realm and arcane heaven realm would not allow their dignity to be provoked by a mere human. Lin Xian leaped up, and the lightning shattered the street lamp he was on. Lin Xian landed steadily on the ground, and the corner of his mouth curled up slightly. Come on, come on. This young master hasn't had a good fight in a long time. Let's start a massacre tonight. Lin Xian twisted his neck and made cracking sounds. Lightning surges. Sizzle. Terrifying purple lightning exploded from Lin Xian's body. Boom. In the next moment, the entire ground shook violently, and the terrifying purple lightning spread out. Lightning surges, a heaven-tier martial skill, had a range of 100 meters. Those demonic beasts that were charging over suddenly felt this powerful force and subconsciously wanted to retreat, but it was too late. When the dust settled, those demonic beasts had already turned into corpses lying on the ground. Just this. Lin Xian secretly shook his head. The reason why Lin Xian dared to be so presumptuous was actually very simple. This young master had the spatial attribute, and if he encountered something that he could not defeat, this young master would run, alright? Moreover, the efficiency of using a heaven-tier martial skill to kill dozens of demonic beasts was faster than chasing them one by one. Although it was a heaven-tier martial skill, killing dozens of demonic beasts in an instant was much less than killing them one by one. Then, Lin Xian took the demonic beast's crystals, very presumptuous. On the other side, Lin Xian glanced over. Loud noises could be heard coming from the nearby shopping mall. Sometimes, this side would suddenly freeze over. Lin Xian knew that Murong, you must be slaughtering people in that shopping mall. Roar. After a few minutes, Lin Xian was still keeping the demonic beast's crystals with his head lowered when a huge figure slowly walked behind him. No, not just one, there was a group behind it. Lin Xian's squatting motion paused, and he kept the demonic beast's crystals. Then, he slowly stood up, turned around, and looked at his target. Three-eyed wind-seeking leopard. Seeing the black leopard demonic beast that was over 5 meters long, Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. 9 stars of the Law Realm. And behind this three-eyed wind-seeking leopard, there were more than 20 demonic beasts. This was clearly a small group. Human. At this time, another voice came from behind Lin Xian, and Lin Xian turned around to take a look. A man with a long black tail slowly walked out of a building in front of him. This was a transformed demonic beast. No, it hadn't finished transforming yet. Lin Xian took a look with his eye of cave spirit. 10 stars of the Law Realm. Are all humans so savage now? Another figure came over, and a woman with 8 huge spider legs on her back swayed her graceful body as she walked over from another direction. She licked her scarlet lips and looked at Lin Xian with fiery eyes. It looks delicious. The spider woman licked her lips as she looked at Lin Xian. Then she snapped her fingers, and the surrounding houses, and even the tall buildings, densely packed huge black spiders crawled over. Everyone, let me have this human's meat. How about it? Another voice came, and a fat man that was over 3 meters tall and weighed around 700 to 800 kilograms walked over. Behind him was a group of huge toads. As soon as the man finished speaking, he suddenly opened his mouth and shot his tongue towards the spiders. The head of one of the smaller nocturnal magic spiders was bound by the tongue. With a sudden twist, the tongue brought the head of the nocturnal magic spider over and swallowed it. I'm tired of eating this despicable meat. It's been a long time since I've eaten human meat. The fat man said as he chewed, blood and flesh splattering from his mouth. Chapter 965. Lin Xian truly did not expect to attract so many people. Say, each of you should have come by yourselves. Why did you all bring a group of underlings? Of course, Lin Xian was willing to do so. These leaders were all at the 10-star Law Realm, and they had not fully transformed. Although they were in human form, they still retained some characteristics of their original form. They were naturally not the most powerful in Tianhua City. They were probably just some of the more powerful ones nearby. The truly powerful ones were probably still watching in the dark. Lin Xian glanced at them. There were probably over 100 of them. Now, no one could compare to his efficiency, right? Then, the Spider Woman looked at Lin Xian and said, "Little handsome, do you want to have some fun with Big Sister before you die? Big Sister will eat you bite by bite when you're at your best." Lin Xian shrugged and said, "Then forget it. I'll just kill all of you." Ha ha ha. Are all humans so arrogant now? The middle-aged man with a black tail could not help but laugh. Of course, so many people had not come to eat one person. It was purely because Lin Xian's arrogance had attracted them. They were not talking to Lin Xian because they were interested in Lin Xian. They simply wanted to enjoy the pleasure of killing Lin Xian with their mouths. After all, he was a human they were hostile to. Lin Xian did not panic. Although there were many of them, he had the spatial attribute, which allowed him to nimbly dodge the concentrated attacks. "All right, since you're not willing, you can die." The Spider Woman licked her scarlet lips. After saying that, her face suddenly turned sinister. The 8 spider spears on her back suddenly lengthened and stabbed toward Lin Xian. Hey, don't kill him just like that." The man with the black tail said. "Isn't there a human girl in that building? Go play with that," the Spider Woman said indifferently, as if Lin Xian had already died under her move. "Many humans have entered this place today. We can go on a killing spree." Boom! The 8 spider spears shot toward Lin Xian's position as if 8 thunderbolts had struck there. They all thought that Lin Xian would be killed in one move. Because they could sense that Lin Xian's realm was not high, he could not dodge. At this moment, Lin Xian's voice came from behind the Spider-Woman. I say, can you give me some face? Fighting is fighting, let's not chat. The Spider-Woman's pupils suddenly contracted. Suddenly, her chest was pierced through by myriad evils in the form of a heavy sword. Blood flowed out of the mouth. Lin Xian held 1,000 evils in his hand and abruptly raised it upwards. The Spider Lady was instantly split into two from her stomach to her head. She was deader than dead. Normally, Lin Xian would not be so relaxed. But if you look down on him, it's not Lin Xian's fault. However, when Lin Xian heard their conversation, he understood that the reason so many people had gathered here wasn't because of his arrogance. Instead, it was because they were waiting for the people from the Martial God Institute to arrive. However, they probably didn't know what kind of geniuses the Martial God Institute had sent. They probably hadn't received any news from the Myriad Demon League. Or perhaps, in the eyes of the Myriad Demon League, they were nothing more than rotten fish and shrimps. Before anyone could react to Lin Xian's sudden attack, the Spider Lady was killed in an instant. Chi. The hundreds of nocturnal magic spiders behind the Spider-Woman all took a step back. They were stunned because their boss had been killed in an instant. Lin Xian could even kill a domain realm cultivator, let alone a 10-star law realm cultivator. Of course, it was useless for Lin Xian to kill the Spider-Woman or even create a law. He had only exchanged it for an attribute. In fact, even if he did not exchange for an attribute that doubled his strength, Lin Xian could easily insert 1,000 evils into her body if she let down her guard. The exchange was only to ensure success. After all, Lin Xian was not invincible. If he could kill a 10-star law realm cultivator for no reason, wouldn't it be for nothing? They weren't friends. In the Yao clan, especially in this kind of situation, there were no friends to speak of. They would even eat their own kind. Naturally, they wouldn't feel anything about the Spider Lady's death. They were only shocked that Lin Xian's sudden attack had killed her in an instant. This person was not as simple as he appeared. They could not underestimate him anymore. Everyone, surround him. Attack. On the other side, Morongyu was clearing out the monsters in the mall floor by floor. It was not easy for her to clear out the monsters on the top floor. She felt that she had not killed many monsters, so her efficiency was not very high. Then, she took out a cup of water from her spatial ring, opened it, and raised her head to take a sip. Suddenly, she heard a huge commotion outside. She curiously drank the water while walking to the huge transparent glass to look at the square. Then, she was stunned. She naturally knew that the figure in the square was Lin Xian, but what made her a little dumbfounded was, "Aren't you too crazy?" Lin Xian stood there alone, facing the continuous attacks of over 200 demonic beasts. That scene was simply too majestic and awesome. She looked down at the scene from a high vantage point. That scene was simply indescribable. She just did not understand. Why are you so crazy? Killing monsters is killing monsters, but you can't do this. You're only at the 5-star law realm. Isn't it a little too exaggerated to fight like this in the square in the center of Tianhua City? She felt that this person's brain circuit was completely different from others. She, Morongyu, was probably the most qualified student to kill monsters like this. Not only was she strong, but she also had the 1,000-ceiling ice eyes. Even so, Morongyu had never thought of killing monsters like this. Instead, Lin Xian, who had the lightning attribute, was so crazy. She had to admit defeat. But then, her beautiful eyes lit up slightly. Space. That's right. She saw Lin Xian using space. As expected. In fact, Morongyu had already guessed that Lin Xian couldn't possibly have only one lightning attribute. After all, he was the one who caused the talent stone to explode. Normally, it would be difficult for someone with only one lightning attribute to do so. But since he had the space, it made sense. In Morongyu's eyes, Lin Xian had at least 3 attributes. In fact, it was not a secret that Lin Xian had the space attribute. It was just that Morongyu did not know about this person at all. To her, the phone was really just a communication tool. She could make calls and send WeChat messages. That was all. Surfing the internet? She rarely did that. In her world, other than cultivating and exploring, there was only fighting. If one had to say what her way of entertainment was, two. One was to sit under the sun and read quietly in the garden. The second was to watch some television. She had a computer at home, but she couldn't remember when was the last time she turned it on. To her, there was a lot of news and information on the internet that she didn't know at all. To put it more harshly, Morong-yu did not even know how to use a computer. That's right. It was that exaggerated. Therefore, she did not know any Lin Xian at all. Of course, she had heard of the Ya Xian group because she had heard about it from her family. However, she did not know much about it, let alone the relationship between Lin Xian and the Ya Xian group. Chapter 966. Morong-yu's gaze was fixed on the ground below, watching as Lin Xian fought and killed the several hundred demonic beasts one by one. What surprised her was that she herself was a spatial attribute martial artist. She could see that Lin Xian's control of space was much higher than hers. The lightning attack uses spatial displacement to achieve an unexpected all-around sudden attack. He can control 10 lightning bolts at the same time. How pure is his control of space to be able to do that? Morong-yu was secretly shocked. She admitted that her spatial attribute was definitely not as good as Lin Xian's, and the difference was huge. She put herself in Lin Xian's current situation. If she did not release a powerful area of effect attack, it would be very troublesome for her because her spatial attribute was definitely not as good as Lin Xian's. Hundreds of monster beasts attacked from afar, and he had to dodge in all directions. He had to sense the long-range attacks from all directions, dodge in close combat, and deal with his opponents. In such a situation, he could even use the combination of space and lightning. She admitted that it was very difficult for her to do so. Sure enough, there was always someone better than you. She was not jealous. Instead, it aroused her strong fighting spirit. The others were probably still bitterly on the way, but Morong-yu did not continue to fight. She stood there and watched Lin Xian deal with these monster beasts from beginning to end. She admired him quite a bit. The main thing was, why did he dare to fight like this? If it was just to determine the level of the monster beasts here, then he could fight like this. However, there were even heavenly venerables here, and there might even be great void realm powerhouses. If he was so high profile, so what if he had the spatial attribute? If he encountered a powerful demon venerable who also had the spatial attribute, then there would be no escape. Therefore, Morong-yu did not think that Lin Xian's approach was correct. 7 stars of the lower realm. Lin Xian let out a long breath. Tired. He was really tired. The consumption of spiritual power was too serious. This was basically... No, this was definitely not something that current martial artists could do. If not for Linglong Shui's spirit recovery pill, Lin Xian would not have been able to hold on until now. A martial artist without spiritual power was like an athlete without legs, so Lin Xian was really taking a risk. However, everything was worth it. He had advanced by 2 stars and killed so many demonic beasts. Lin Xian sat in place to recover his spiritual energy and physical strength. The entire square was filled with a nauseating stench of blood. Morong-yu walked down and frowned when she smelled the stench of blood. It was crazy. Hey, don't tell me you want to steal my demon crystal. Lin Xian opened his eyes and said to Morong-yu, even if I snatch it, it's still within the rules. Morong-yu said. Lin Xian nodded. That's right, but I'll be very sad. Morong-yu. She naturally would not steal it. This was her personality. Lin Xian was also very clear about it. Although he was not very familiar with her, Lin Xian guessed that this was the case. This kind of girl was like this. I'm going somewhere else. You be careful. Morong-yu said. Are you worried about me? Lin Xian grinned and looked at Morong-yu. Morong-yu's expression did not change. It's normal for a friend to be concerned. Moreover, if you die, who will help me break through to the 6th layer of my 1,000-ceiling ice pupils? After saying that, Morong-yu walked away. Lin Xian glanced at Morong-yu. Her favorability towards him did not increase. Wow! How on earth should he increase this woman's favorability? It was too difficult. Lin Xian then happily kept the demon crystals. Just the demon crystals from this trip would probably be enough to enter the top 2,000. Lin Xian mumbled to himself. However, that might not be the case. It was obvious that he had done something that no one else would dare to do. Who the hell would dare to be so arrogant in the territory of the demonic beasts? Time slowly passed and the sky gradually brightened. Lin Xian did not know how many demon beasts he had killed. Later on, he really did not dare to be so arrogant anymore. His spiritual energy was simply not enough to fight. If his spiritual energy was not enough and he encountered danger, he would not be able to escape even if he wanted to use his spatial attribute to escape. The sky gradually brightened. Lin Xian sat on a tree to recover his strength. He thought that it should be enough. This was because his efficiency in killing demon beasts was much faster than others. More and more people had already arrived at the city center. Many people also saw this scene. They were extremely shocked. What the F***ck is going on? Why were demon beast corpses all over the ground? If it was just demon beast corpses, they would suspect that it was a fight between demon beasts. However, they found that the demon crystals of the demon beasts were all taken away. Therefore, they knew that this was done by one of their examinees. Who was it? They were all pondering. There were so many demon beast corpses here. Then, the person who killed these demon beasts should have a lot of demon crystals on him. Directly snatching the demon crystals from him would be more efficient than killing demon beasts for a day. At this time, Lin Xian jumped down from the tree. She didn't want to stay in this place any longer. There were demonic beast corpses everywhere, and the stench of blood assailed her nostrils. Morong Yu had left a long time ago. After all, she was a pretty girl. She didn't want to run around and stain her skirt and legs with blood. When Lin Xian landed, about 5 to 6 people around him looked at Lin Xian. It's him. It's him. A person pointed at Lin Xian and shouted. Lin Xian scratched his head. Our friend, Little Neza? Lin Xian replied in confusion. Everyone? It's him. I remember him. He has the lightning attribute, and his lightning is purple. There are signs of lightning strikes everywhere, so these demon beasts should have been killed by him. The demon crystals must be on him, and he appeared here. He must have been recovering his spiritual power just now. Another person pointed at Lin Xian and shouted. Lin Xian. A second ago, he was still a little confused. Now, looking at these people looking at him as if he was a little rabbit, Lin Xian understood something. It seemed that they were going to snatch his demon crystals. At this time, Lin Xian said, Big brothers, it really wasn't me. You're still lying. Think about it. It's true that I have the lightning attribute, but I'm just a lower realm cultivator. I'm not even at the domain realm. How could I have the strength to kill so many demon beasts here? Look, there are also 10-star lower realm half-transformed demon beasts here. How could I fight them? When they heard Lin Xian's words, they took a look. It seemed that it was true. Then what do you say? Lin Xian. It's Morong Yu. She's that beautiful blue-haired, blue-eyed girl. She's very fierce. She killed all of them. I saw hundreds of demon crystals on her. If we can kill her and split the demon crystals, wouldn't it be great? Chapter 967. These people were very evil. If he ran away, who knew how many people would search for his location if he sent out a message on his phone or something? Therefore, it was very comfortable to frame Morong Yu. Moreover, there were probably only a few people out of 20,000 who knew Morong Yu. They didn't know her true strength and attributes. Since you want to mess with me, I'll screw you over. If you dare to look for Morong Yu, just wait to be beaten up. Morong Yu still didn't know that she had been screwed over by Lin Xian. I know that girl. She's very, very beautiful. I've never seen a girl more beautiful than her in my life. That's not it. The 2 teachers in our academy are also very beautiful, and there are also a few students who have already been selected. Anyway, I've seen them before, and they're also very, very beautiful. However, that blue-haired girl with blue eyes gives off the feeling of a cold senior sister from a two-dimensional anime. Hee hee. Hee hee my ass. We have wasted a lot of time coming to the city center. That girl is very strong. The most important thing now is for us to work together and snatch her crystal stones, then divide them equally. With her strength, even if we snatch all her crystal stones, looking at the corpses of the demon beasts on the ground, she can still kill a lot of demon beasts in a short period of time and advance to the next round. Now is not the time for romance. If we are eliminated, it will be very shameful when we go back. Hearing that person's words, everyone fell silent. That's right. Which one of them wasn't a famous genius in their region? If they were eliminated and went back home, it would really be a huge loss of face. Moreover, they really didn't think that Lin Xian, who was in the law realm, had the strength to do all this. Where did she go? Lin Xian pointed in a direction. There, she's over there. It shouldn't be too far. Okay. Then, they all rushed in that direction. As for Lin Xian, they knew that he definitely had monster crystals, but probably not many. Moreover, to be honest, they didn't want to snatch other people's monster crystals. They felt that it was shameless. However, there were so many monster corpses here. As long as they snatched Murong Yu's monster crystals, they would definitely pass the test. How easy would that be? Therefore, they couldn't be bothered to make a move on Lin Xian. How pitiful. Lin Xian secretly shook his head. These people were definitely going to be eliminated. Continue to kill monsters. Lin Xian then walked to the neighborhood where he used to live with Linya. There was no other meaning. It was just more meaningful. Moreover, there were many memories of Lin Xian there. There was also a necklace of Lin Ya's. Necklaces weren't worth much, just a few yuan each. Lin Xian knew that it was a birthday gift that the original owner of this body had given to Linya a long time ago when they were very poor. After so many years, Linya had always treasured and kept it. However, when they escaped from Tianhua City, everything was under the control of Lin Xian. She panicked and didn't take anything with her. Lin Xian knew that she would often think of it now, but she definitely wouldn't come and take it. She also definitely wouldn't let Lin Xian get someone else to take it, because there was no need. It was just a necklace that wasn't worth much. It was just a necklace that had some meaning. However, Lin Xian knew that in his memories, this was the only birthday gift that the original owner of this body had given to Linya. It wasn't that they didn't have a good relationship. When they were young, they were very innocent and gave too many things. After they left the orphanage, they lived together and worked hard to live a better life. In the beginning, life was very, very difficult. To be honest, Lin Xian was never willing to buy a small gift that cost a few yuan. Moreover, as they grew older, Lin Xian increasingly felt that as a man, he couldn't cultivate. It was especially uncomfortable. As a result, he became depressed day by day, and his personality slowly deteriorated. His interactions with Linya also became less and less, not to mention later birthday gifts. This necklace was given to Lin Xian when he was very poor. Anyway, it really meant a lot to Linya. Lin Xian wanted to go over and see if he could find it. If he found it, it would be good. If he couldn't find it, there was nothing he could do. He would give more in the future. However, Lin Xian knew that whether he gave her later or now, the meaning would be different. The present was the present, and that was the meaning of that. How much did Linya care about it? Later on, when she became a boss, she attended some New Year's events. Her earrings and other things were all expensive, but that necklace was definitely still worn. Lin Xian arrived at the residential area. Naturally, there was no electricity. He encountered a few monsters and casually killed them. Then, he climbed the stairs and came to the door. I wonder if there are any monsters living in this house. There shouldn't be. Monsters don't like to live in this kind of residential area. Lin Xian saw that the door was still closed and felt that no monsters should have come to this house. Boom! Lin Xian then blasted the door open with a punch and walked in. The inside was still very clean. It was the same as when he left, except that it was covered with a layer of dust. After entering the room, Lin Xian suddenly had a lot of thoughts. Then, Lin Xian walked into Lin Ya's room. Lin Xian often came to this room, but Lin Xian didn't know what Lin Ya had. Lin Xian opened the drawer. There were many small things inside. Lin Xian found the necklace that Lin Ya had safely kept in a small box. It was worth a few yuan. Then, Lin Xian put it away. At this time, Lin Xian saw a diary. This small drawer was always locked by Lin Ya. Lin Xian had seen it before, but he never paid attention to it. He didn't know that Lin Ya had a diary. Then, Lin Xian opened it and took a look. What made Lin Xian's nose tingle was, every simple diary entry was related to Lin Xian. October 1st, the weather was fine. Today, little Xian's condition was much better. He ate 2 bowls of rice and his appetite was very good. As expected, red braised pork was his favorite dish. I know that he's brooding because he can't cultivate. I must continue to work hard and develop the company. That way, I can give little Xian a better life and let him slowly forget about these things. October 2nd, the weather was fine. Little Xian's mood wasn't very good today. He seemed to have been mocked by his classmates. October 3rd. Looking at these diary entries, Lin Xian couldn't help but smile. How could you not love this kind of woman? Lin Xian didn't experience these things. At that time, he hadn't come from Earth, but these memories were all there. For Lin Xian, his world was filled with many people, but for Lin Ya, her world was only Lin Xian. The reason why she worked hard was because of Lin Xian. That was all. Then, Lin Xian saw a diary entry. He almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 968. January 3rd. The weather was gloomy. Today, when he was washing little Xian's bedsheets, there seemed to be something hard and dry on it. Could it be that little Xian was secretly doing it at night? Little Xian was already 14 years old and was slowly maturing. He had to work hard to develop the company. This way, he could find a better girlfriend for little Xian and not be looked down upon by other girls. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. F***ck. Little fairy, you even wrote about this. Wah. So Lin Xian had such a dark history in Lin Ya's memories. Also, why did you hit the bed sheets with your lighter? Can't you use toilet paper? At that time, Lin Xian hadn't come here yet. Lin Xian put away this diary. It was an extremely thick book. It probably recorded more than 6 or 7 years of diary entries. Each entry was actually only a few dozen words, at most 100 words. One page could write 2 or 3 entries, or even more. These were all her memories with Lin Xian. Who is it? At this moment, Lin Xian's eyes suddenly focused and he turned around. There was no sound coming from outside. He heard it clearly. It was the sound of footsteps. It wasn't the footsteps of a demonic beast. It was 2 feet. Moreover, it was the sound of footsteps with shoes. A human. Lin Xian then cautiously walked out of Lin Ya's room. The sky was already bright. Lin Xian saw a few people sitting on the sofa in the living room. At the same time, there were a few people standing there. When did they appear here? Why didn't Lin Xian hear them enter the room? However, the footsteps just now were the sound of one of them taking a step. He scanned them with his eye of cave spirit. He couldn't see through them. There was even an old man among them. Could they be demons? I finally meet you in person. Your Excellency Lin Xian, nice to meet you. The one who spoke was an old man. He even smiled at Lin Xian. Lin Xian frowned. They were here to find him. Evil Fiend Temple? Who are you? Let me introduce myself. My name is Song Wanhu. Oh, I got this surname from you humans. Demon? Lin Xian's frown deepened when he heard their words. A demonic beast from Tianhua City? Was it because of his massacre at the square that attracted their attention? No, they were here specifically to find him. That's right. I was there when His Excellency Lin Xian destroyed the heavenly void crystal. However, I wasn't able to stop you in time, Song Wanhu said. He, then you're here to kill me? Lin Xian sneered. No, no, no. Whether we kill you or not isn't something we can decide. Your Excellency Lin Xian, if you don't want to suffer physical pain, I hope you won't resist. The weakest of us is a 10 stars heavenly venerate. You won't be able to resist. Song Wanhu stared at Lin Xian and said, Did I say I wanted to resist? That's for the best. F*CKU. Lin Xian released his spatial attribute with all his might and instantly disappeared on the spot. F*CK. Wouldn't he be dead if he didn't run? He had destroyed decades of hard work from the demon clan. Wouldn't they want to cut him into pieces? The moment Lin Xian landed, he quickly took out his phone. He felt that although he was already more than 10 kilometers away, he couldn't escape. Just as he took out his phone and was about to send a message to Linglong Shui, Lin Xian disappeared again. In the next instant, Lin Xian appeared in the house again. Really? Why didn't Lin Xian wear a spatial spiritual artifact made by Linglong Shui? Did he feel relieved because he had the spatial attribute and had mastered it? You're asking for it. You're courting death. A man rushed towards Lin Xian and slapped Lin Xian's face. Lin Xian flew out and spat out a mouthful of blood. His entire face was red and swollen. In the future, use your brain before you act. Song Wanhu said coldly. However, he didn't seem to have any intention of blaming that person. It's fine. It's just a slap. The man sneered. Lin Xian slowly got up from the ground. I bet you'll die. Lin Xian spat out a mouthful of blood and said coldly as he stared at the man who slapped him. F*CK. No one had ever slapped him in his life. Even if you punched him, Lin Xian wouldn't be so angry. However, if you slapped him in the face, Lin Xian would definitely kill him. I'll definitely die? Ha 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 ha. The man couldn't help but laugh. Come, kill me. The man said mockingly. Tay. Lin Xian spat out another mouthful of blood before bursting into laughter. What are you laughing at? You'll definitely die today. Lin Xian stared at him and said again. He didn't have the ability to escape. There was a demonic beast here that was more powerful than him. Therefore, Lin Xian could only be taken away. The only thing that could turn the tables was the obedient spray. However, there were so many people here. Moreover, when Lin Xian destroyed the heavenly void crystal, he used the obedient spray. This old man called Song Wanhu would definitely be vigilant. It was impossible for him to succeed. However, at least for now, this Song Wanhu called him Your Excellency Lin Xian. When Lin Xian calmed down and thought about it, this demonic beast didn't necessarily capture him to cut him into pieces. There was probably something else. However, if he didn't agree, he would definitely die. This person who slapped him, Lin Xian, would definitely die today. As for how he would die, Lin Xian already had a plan in mind. Now that he couldn't run away, his plan was to temporarily compromise and find an opportunity to send a message to Linglong Shui. Otherwise, he would hang up. F*CK your mother. Why were there so many opponents of this level? Even if there were a few domain realm cultivators, Lin Xian would still try to fight to the death. They were at least 10 stars heavenly venerables. What the hell were they trying to do? Whoosh! At this moment, Song Wanhu waved his hand and tied Lin Xian up with a rope. At the same time, the phone in Lin Xian's hand fell to the ground. The teleportation crystal of the Martial Arts Academy was probably useless because there was a demonic beast here that was very powerful in space. Song Wanhu walked towards Lin Xian and crushed his phone with his foot. This old man won't give you a chance to call for help. Take him away. Yes. Lin Xian. F*CK your mother. My phone is gone. What should I do? Lin Xian panicked. There might be another way. The wheel. Lin Xian hadn't used the wheel in a long time. He didn't have many Adonis points left. Moreover, the wheel was worth 16 million each turn. Lin Xian had just exchanged for a large amount of chalcedony liquid a few days ago. At the same time, he extended the mission of the girls for a while. Therefore, he didn't have many Adonis points left. But he had to use it. Because this was his last chance of survival. In the next instant, Lin Xian appeared in front of a huge palace. Instead of calling it a palace, it was more accurate to call it a majestic palace. There were countless halls, and the area it occupied was probably many times larger than the ancient palaces from many years ago. "Let's go." The man who had slapped Lin Xian was holding Lin Xian down. For some reason, he was the only one who treated Lin Xian like a yuppie when no one else spoke or made a move. Chapter 969. Your Excellency Lin Xian, this is the 10th Monster God Temple. Song Wanhu walked in front and said to Lin Xian. He spoke with pride, as if he was showing off this place to Lin Xian. The 10th Monster God Temple? Lin Xian knew about this. The Myriad Monster Alliance had 13 Monster God Temples and 13 Monster Gods. The 10th Monster God Temple was in charge of attacking Tianhua City. However, Lin Xian had never seen it before. There were no pictures of the Monster God Temple on the internet because no one could come here. It was too dangerous. Everyone here was a top expert of the monster race. Were they here to die? Even if there were experts here, they wouldn't come just to take a picture. Therefore, this was Lin Xian's first time seeing the Monster God Temple. It was indeed grand. How is it? Isn't it grand? Song Wanhu asked. Lin Xian couldn't be bothered to answer him. He raised his head and looked at the sky. This was probably what Lin Xian was most curious about and surprised about. The 10th Monster God Temple below was very big and grand. However, there was an island floating in the sky above the Monster God Temple. It wasn't that big, but it was quite impressive. Oh, that's where the Ice God lives. We can't go up there normally. Song Wanhu saw Lin Xian's gaze and laughed. He seemed to be quite amiable. However, if the Ice God hadn't ordered them not to kill Lin Xian would have been killed by him. Second Elder, there's no need to say so much to him, the man who slapped Lin Xian said. After all, this will be Lin Xian's home in the future. We have to let him know, Song Wanhu said with a smile. Lin Xian. What did he mean? Was he trying to rope him in? Why? Lin Xian's mind was in a whirlwind. What could he do to the monster race? Then, Lin Xian thought of something. Medicine. It was the only thing on him that could possibly catch her eye. However, Lin Xian obviously couldn't give the potion to them. If he really did, he would probably be killed, and then he would be of no use to them. However, he was the only one who could produce the chalcedony liquid. However, Lin Xian would never mass-produce it for them. It was impossible for him to go and strengthen the demon race. He had to leave. But what else could he do? Lin Xian didn't say anything. He was secretly spinning the wheel in his mind. Ding. You got loneliness. Lin Xian. 16 million, gone just like that? The second wheel. Ding. You got loneliness. Lin Xian. F***ck your mother. Lin Xian really wanted to curse. He only had enough Adonis points left for one attempt. Lin Xian gritted his teeth and tried the third time. Ding. You got obedient spray, pink. Lin Xian. There was an additional obedient spray in Lin Xian's interspatial ring. However, why did this obedient spray, pink, look so familiar? Lin Xian was suddenly stunned. Wasn't this the culprit who had sex with Linglong Shui? F***ck. What's the point of him drawing this thing? For a man to use? F***ck Lin Yang. It's over, it's over. Lin Xian was really panicking. Did the Martial Arts Academy know that he had been F***king captured? Could someone please come and save him? Of course, the Martial Arts Academy didn't know. If they could ensure what everyone was doing there and what danger they would encounter, why would they make them sign the life and death order? Even those in the heavenly Tao realm couldn't casually look at the mirror image of any place. They walked into the demon god temple. Lock up Lin Xian first. Chong Hong, watch him. Don't let him escape with his spatial attribute. Yes. Second elder. Lin Xian was then locked in a room. The female demon named Chong Hong was likely the expert with the spatial attribute. Lin Xian kept pacing in the room. Now, he only hoped for one thing, and that was a cell phone. F***CK. What do I do now? Lin Xian sighed. The current situation was definitely extremely bad. However, the good thing was that he was still useful to them, so he might not die for the time being. He might be safe for the time being, but Lin Xian didn't know what methods they would use. He didn't know if they would use force or soft tactics. At this moment, Song Wanhu arrived at the First Elder's place. First Elder, Lin Xian is here. The First Elder stood up. Well done. Your Void Fox didn't notice, right? Song Wanhu shook his head. No, he didn't have time to send a message. In addition, I didn't sense the existence of any divine sense from him. Well, that means the Void Fox didn't leave any mark on him. But that's not necessarily true. What if you can't sense it? However, if the Void Fox could sense it, with her ability, she would have killed you on the way. Alright, I'll go report to the Ice Goddess. She will decide what to do. Yes. After that, the Great Elder walked out and leaped onto the floating island above his head. In the entire 10th hall of the Demon God Temple, apart from those in the floating hall, the First Elder was the only one qualified to fly up there. The floating island was simply a different world after flying up. It was very beautiful. There were all kinds of flowers, trees, lakes, and even peach blossoms. In short, it was a very relaxing place. On the floating island, there were only girls. They wandered around the island, watered the flowers, or prepared something. First Elder, what's the matter? The First Elder landed on the edge. A few girls who seemed to be guards respectfully asked the First Elder. Help me report to the Ice Goddess that Lin Xian is here. All right, thank you, First Elder. Then this old man will take his leave. Then, the Great Elder flew down again. Yes, he could come here, but he was just a messenger. Although he was the First Elder of the 10th Hall, the floating island wasn't under his jurisdiction. In the huge palace below, he had the highest status. But above, it was hard to say. It was said that there were some on the floating island who were much stronger than him. The beautiful girl quickly walked into the depths and came to a garden. Behind the garden was a very large and beautiful palace. She walked in. Where is the Ice Goddess? She asked one of the other girls. In the room. Then, she came to a very large door and knelt there. Ice Goddess, I have something important to report. Then, the door in front of her slowly opened. She got up and walked in. In front of her was a huge bed. She could vaguely see 3 figures, but they were covered by a gauze curtain. Of the 3 figures, one seemed to be lying there. The other 2 were kneeling on the bed and seemed to be massaging her or something. Chapter 970. A lazy voice came from behind the gauze curtain. Speak. Lord Ice God, Great Elder said that Lin Xian has been brought here. You may leave. Yes. Then, the girl slowly retreated and closed the door. Master, is Lin Xian the human youth who ruined your plan? A soft voice came from inside. It was very sweet. The camera turned to the inside of the veil. It was a scene that would make one's nose bleed. There were a total of 3 girls. There was no need to say more about their figures. They were all white and naked. They were especially clean. One of them was lying there. Her figure was very good. It was really a devilish figure. Her buttocks were very perky. The 2 girls who were massaging her were also very naked. One of them was about 16 or 17 years old. The other didn't look very old, about 20 years old. They were both super beautiful. They might be a bit inferior to goddesses like Ling Ying, but the difference wasn't that big. They were definitely existences above the school flower level. They were very beautiful. After all, they were demon incarnations. After all, they were the girls who served the ice god. The ice god had carefully selected them. She must have chosen them very well. That's right. The ice god was a lesbian. Moreover, at her current level, the girls she had played with were simply much more than those rich men. Naturally, the quality of the girls she had played with was also top-notch. What? How did girls play with girls? How would I know? Anyway, the pretty girls on Sky Island were all chosen by her. There wasn't a single guy. She had basically played with all of them. After all, she was a demon god. In the entire demon race, no, in the Myriad Demon Alliance, she was one of the 13 strongest demons in the huge camp that was hostile to humans. Xiao Yu. Ah, Master. The 16 or 17-year-old girl hurriedly said in a slightly timid manner. The ice god sat up. Go and help me bring that Lin Xian here. I understand. Xiao Yu lowered her head. Then she hurriedly put on her clothes and walked out. Master, what do you want to do? Another pretty girl said softly as she helped the ice god put on his clothes. He's a man, especially a human youth in his 20s. With his age, there are too many things in the world that can tempt him. The ice god put on her clothes and looked at the beautiful white girl sitting on the bed. She said, I'll leave this matter to you. Call your sister. Ah, yes. Go, get it done. Yes. Xiaolan hugged his clothes and ran over naked. Anyway, there was no need to avoid arousing suspicion. The entire Sky Island was full of girls, and they were all girls that the ice god liked and played with. How could he play with them? How was he supposed to understand? At this moment, Linglong Shui opened her beautiful eyes and slowly sat up on the bed. After being in a daze for a while, she slowly got off the bed and walked out. There was an inexplicable bad feeling in his heart. What's wrong? Bing Lingyue saw that there was something wrong with Linglong Shui's state at a glance. Linglong Shui shook her head and sat down beside her. I don't know. She took out her phone and silently scrolled through it. She found Lin Xian's friend list and clicked on it. After hesitating for a while, she sent a message. There was no reply from the other side. She thought it was normal because Lin Xian often took a long time to reply to her. But Linglong Shui's inexplicable feeling was related to Lin Xian. Bing Lingyue looked at Linglong Shui's actions and understood what was going on. Let's call and see. Linglong Shui nodded slightly, then made a call. The phone was turned off. I'll go out and take a look. At this point, Linglong Shui could no longer sit still. I'll go with you. No need, I can do it myself. You can stay at home and rest. Linglong Shui's figure disappeared after she finished speaking. She didn't know where to find Lin Xian. She would ask the people around Lin Xian, but she didn't get any information. Then, she learned that Lin Xian went to the martial arts academy and went to Tianhua City. Many possibilities flashed through her mind. Lin Xian lay on the bed in his room. He was really going to explode. He only got the pink obedience spray after 3 lucky draws. What could he do? Now, all his trump cards were useless. There was nothing he could do. He didn't even have enough Adonis points to draw the next lucky draw. What could he do? His realm was 7 stars of the low realm. The space attribute was not worth mentioning in front of that space powerhouse. If he wanted to live, Lin Xian knew that he could only rely on his brain and flexibility. At that moment, the door of the room opened and a beautiful girl walked in. Lin Xian looked over. It had to be said that these goblin girls' human forms were of high quality. Lin Xian even felt that this girl in front of him might trigger a mission from the system. Of course, it was only in terms of appearance. Lin Xian didn't know anything else. Xiao Yu walked in front of Lin Xian, then took a needle and poked Lin Xian directly. What the hell? Lin Xian frowned. It's fine, don't worry. You just can't use any elemental power or spiritual power for the time being. Xiao Yu said softly. Lin Xian, F*CK. It's over. Now, he couldn't even use the space attribute. Even if he had a chance to escape, it would be useless now. Mr. Lin Xian, come with me, Xiaoyu said to Lin Xian and walked out. Lin Xian followed her out. Go up. Lin Xian obviously knew where to go. It had to be the heavenly island in the sky. Hey, big sister, what is your true form? Lin Xian walked behind Xiaoyu and asked. Xiaoyu hesitated for a moment, then said, Spirit Tiger. Tiger. You don't look fierce at all. Lin Xian said. This girl looked soft and gentle. No matter what, she had nothing to do with a tiger. There were many different types of tigers. Some were trash, and some had powerful bloodlines. But since she was a tiger, even if she was a girl, she shouldn't be so soft and gentle, right? You might die if I slap you. Xiaoyu then walked in front and said softly, Might die. Lin Xian checked and found that she was a 2-star domain realm cultivator. Under normal circumstances, this difference in cultivation level would definitely kill her. But it was impossible for Lin Xian. As for why Xiaoyu wasn't fierce, she might have been taught by the ice god. Hey, why are you bringing me up? His Excellency the ice god wants to see you. Lin Xian. Wow. What kind of **** king demon is this? Lin Xian had only seen one heavenly Dao realm cultivator in his life, and that was Linglong Shui. He never expected that the second heavenly Dao realm cultivator he was about to meet was one of the Fey race's Fey gods. ***K. Chapter 971. Lin Xian then said, Speaking of which, you're so beautiful. You must have been ****ked by the ice god, right? Lin Xian didn't panic at all. Since the ice god wanted to see him, there must be something going on. Xiaoyu. Anyway, Lin Xian felt that if a person stood at such a high position, wouldn't these women obediently fall into his arms with just a wave of his hand? I don't have to answer you. Xiaoyu said. Then you must have ****ked him. Lin Xian mumbled. Xiaoyu didn't answer. In the next instant, they disappeared from where they stood. Lin Xian also arrived at the heavenly island above. Seeing the scene above, Lin Xian was very surprised. So beautiful. Moreover, there were so many girls. Each and every one of them was so beautiful. Mr. Lin Xian, please follow us. Xiaolan walked in front of Lin Xian and bowed slightly as she spoke. Lin Xian was dumbfounded the entire time as he followed her into a beautiful hall. Mr. Lin Xian. When Lin Xian walked in, the 2 rows of girls called out sweetly in unison. This really gave Lin Xian a fright, and his whole body trembled for a moment. What the ****ck are they doing? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and looked at Xiaolan. Mr. Lin Xian, please sit. Xiaolan bowed respectfully to Lin Xian, then led Lin Xian to a seat. Come, serve the dishes. Then, a row of girls each carried a dish and placed it in front of Lin Xian. Xiaolan poured some wine for Lin Xian and said, This is our ice god's favorite wine, 100-flower wine. It's brewed by the elves, and only the elves can brew it. As the wine was poured out, Lin Xian really thought he could smell the fragrance of flowers. No. What are these people doing? At this moment, a few girls walked over. 2 of them rubbed Lin Xian's shoulders, and 2 of them knelt on either side of Lin Xian and rubbed Lin Xian's legs. Lin Xian. Xiaolan directly knelt in front of Lin Xian and reached out to untie Lin Xian's belt. Lin Xian. Really? His whole body trembled, and he immediately stood up. What? ****ck. They want to take off my pants. A group of female perverts. The ice god said to serve Mr. Lin Xian well. Xiaolan stood up and said to Lin Xian. No need. If there's anything, just tell him to come face to face. There's no need to do this, Lin Xian said. Please wait a moment. Please eat first. Lin Xian didn't have to worry about anything. If they wanted to kill him, they didn't need to poison him, so the food was definitely not poisonous. Xiaolan walked out. Master, She knelt in front of the ice god. "How is it? Lin Xian wants to see you directly." "Oh." The ice god raised her eyebrows and took a sip of the 100-flower wine. "Then bring him to his room." "Yes." On the other side, Lin Xian drank a sip of the 100-flower wine. "Oh my god, it's delicious. It was brewed by the elves." Lin Xian had never seen elves before. It was said that the elves were a race that stood aloof from worldly affairs. They were a very beautiful race. They didn't participate in any wars and were considered a neutral race. To be honest, ever since the human era entered the era of technology, no one had seen elves. However, Lin Xian had a rich aftertaste of this 100-flower wine. The wine that cost tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands per bottle was trash compared to this. Lin Xian roughly understood the ice god's intention. He wanted to use these things to win him over. Xiaolon walked over. "Mr. Lin Xian, please follow me." Lin Xian stood up and followed her upstairs. Xiaolon opened a room. "It's here." Lin Xian followed her in. The entire room was filled with a pink haze. Lin Xian's eyes saw a figure taking a bath behind a thin layer of gauze. "Lin Xian." Click. Xiaolon walked in and slowly closed the door. Then, she stood beside Lin Xian and directly removed the kun on her body. Lin Xian. At this moment, the veil was slowly lifted up by a fair arm. Then, a super beauty with curvy breasts and perky buttocks, with water droplets dripping all over her body. This kind of scene, especially when it was a woman with an excellent figure and appearance, was especially seductive. Her appearance really didn't lose to Han Chushue's. Moreover, this woman's expression was cold. This was a cold beauty. In this situation, it was even more alluring. Gulp. Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. What the F***ck? What was going on? The woman walked barefoot in front of Lin Xian and wrapped her arms around Lin Xian's chest. "Lin Xian. Calm down. Calm down. What if she was King sick? Sister. I'm going to take a bath." Xiaolon said softly and walked away. "Let me and Xiaolon serve you." The woman stuck out her tongue and licked Lin Xian's neck. "Don't, I like men," Lin Xian said. The woman, her movements suddenly paused. Lin Xian then sat on the bed beside her and looked at her naked body, saying, "Don't waste your time. I've already said that if there's anything, just get your boss to talk to me face to face. There's no need for all this." Suddenly, Lin Xian's pupils emitted a pink light. It could be seen that when the woman kissed Lin Xian's neck just now, she had lightly bitten a spot. It was even bleeding now. Whoosh! In the next instant, Lin Xian directly reached out and grabbed her chest. He was abnormally strong. The beautiful woman's face suddenly showed a painful expression. At this moment, the erotic scene in the room was being broadcasted live in front of the ice god. "Do you think I'm here to negotiate with you?" The corners of the ice god's mouth rose slightly. From the start, she had not planned to have a good chat with Lin Xian. She only needed to control Lin Xian. Xue Bingxin, the cold and beautiful woman that Lin Xian was violently touching, was her favorite and had been with her for a long time. Xiaolon, Xue Binglon, was her biological sister. The two of them were from the Heavenly Charm Spirit Fox clan. The Heavenly Charm Spirit Fox clan's strongest point was control. She knew that Lin Xian would not be easy to control, but with Xue Bingxin's ability, as long as they had sex, controlling him would be a piece of cake. Therefore, she was willing to sacrifice her favorite sister, Xue Bingxin. This was because she hated the human race. The human race had an irreconcilable enmity with her. She was willing to sacrifice herself. However, she frowned slightly. Was it really that comfortable for a woman to do that kind of thing with a man? Lin Xian was really being controlled now. He really did not expect this to happen. In any case, he was not rational now, so he did not know whether it was comfortable or not. Chapter 972. 2 hours later, Lin Xian was lying there. He was very tired. As for the two girls, they didn't want to move at all. They had no strength left. They lay there lazily and fell asleep. At this moment, a burst of power erupted from Lin Xian's body. A seven-colored light flickered slightly, and the ice god suddenly stood up. In the next moment, Lin Xian's pink pupils returned to normal, and Lin Xian slowly opened his eyes. What's going on? What was that seven-colored radiance? The ice god frowned. Lin Xian looked to the side. Fuck. What a sin. What should I do? She's beautiful, but Lin Xian doesn't want a woman who has been played with. But Lin Xian knows that he must be under control, and he knows what they want to do. The light just now seemed to be the seven-colored sacred scale. Lin Xian murmured in his heart. He didn't expect the seven-colored sacred scale that Xue Qilin gave him to save him again. Otherwise, if he was under control, everything would be over. Lin Xian glanced at the two girls, and then walked out. He has just walked out, when Lin Xian saw a figure. Mr. Lin Xian, Sir Ice God invites you. The girl saluted and said, "Heh, are we finally going to meet?" Lin Xian sneered. Seeing that he didn't fall for the trick, they could only meet. Yes, the Ice God's plan was to have Xue Bingxin and Xue Binglong control Lin Xian. But she didn't expect that the heavenly charm spirit fox's power wouldn't be able to control him. This surprised her. The only possibility she could think of was that the seven-colored sacred light just now came from a magic treasure the Void Fox gave him. Since this method didn't work, she could only talk face to face. She took Lin Xian to a gate. "We're here, Sir Ice God is here." Lin Xian then pushed open the door and walked in. It was a very, very, very big room, and it was very beautiful. What made Lin Xian frown was that the decoration of this room was a bit like a girl's room. "Since you're here, come and have a seat." A voice sounded. Lin Xian then looked at the rooftop. A girl's voice? F***CK. Could this ice god be a girl? Lin Xian was stunned. It was true. Lin Xian had always thought that the ice god was a man. If it was a girl, then Lin Xian would be able to accept the two girls who had been harmed by him. That might not be the case. Lin Xian then walked over. This rooftop was super beautiful, and there were many plants and flowers. Lin Xian's gaze fell on a girl wearing a long black muslin dress. That girl also looked at Lin Xian. Her ink-black hair fluttered in the breeze, sometimes sticking to his white and translucent skin, sometimes brushing past his thin and slightly curved lips. The bridge of her nose was as narrow as the snow on the mountain. It stood tall and straight, and her eyes had a kind of soul-stealing feeling. She didn't even wear shoes. Her delicate white jade-like feet were bare. She crossed her legs and gently sipped the 100-flower wine in front of her. As for her appearance, forget it, there was no need to describe it, because it was really super, super beautiful. She was a seductive and mature older sister type of girl. You really couldn't tell that she was the ice god. Ding! You have triggered the mission, Successful Confession to Ice God Yi Renbing. Mission Reward, permanently activate the Dark Attribute, Proficiency, and Purity. Mission Time Limit, 3 months. Mission Punishment, Jiu-Ji shortens by 5 centimeters. Mission has been forcibly accepted. Lin Xian, what the F***CK? Why did I trigger the mission? This was the Ice God, the demon god of the 10,000 Demon Alliance's Demon God Temple. Lin Xian naturally didn't mind having a relationship with a beautiful girl from the demon race. Linglong Xue was already pregnant with Lin Xian's baby, but this was a demon god. Whether it was Tianhua City or Chongfeng City in front of them, she was the one who ordered the attack. Even the heavenly void crystal was part of her plan. She was the enemy of mankind, and this damn system wanted him to flirt with her? Let's not talk about their identities first. She was a demon god and an enemy of mankind. How was he going to pursue her? No, why did the system trigger the mission for her? It was so difficult. Moreover, shouldn't the targets of the system's missions be quite good? Look at all the girls that the system triggered the mission. Which one of them wasn't good? But this one. Yi Renbing glanced at Lin Xian. Then, with a flick of her finger, a teacup flew in front of Lin Xian. Then, she poured a cup of Baihua wine for Lin Xian. "Have a seat." Yi Runbing's lips curled up slightly. "Then," she said. She looked like Murong Qing. She gave off a seductive feeling. Lin Xian even felt that although she was dangerous, it didn't seem like anything. However, Lin Xian couldn't forget her identity. She was the demon god of the Demon God Temple. In Tianhua City, there were millions of humans. Tens of millions of lives were lost because of her. At least, the direction of Tianhua City was ruled by her. Lin Xian sat there, looked at her, and said, "If you have something to say, just say it. I like people who are straightforward." Yi Runbing's lips curled up. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, "If you like it, can you let me go?" "Yes, but we have to come to an agreement first." "So you don't intend to let me go?" Yi Runbing glanced at Lin Xian and said, "You can leave at any time. Just nod your head and agree. I believe that with your intelligence, you should know why I captured you." "I know. But the moment I came, you asked me to f*ck your people. What's the meaning of this?" "That's quite impressive." Yi Runbing didn't directly answer Lin Xian's question. Instead, she said this. "Lin Xian. That's all right." Lin Xian said, "These two girls of mine have been tormented by you quite a bit." "How did you know?" "I saw it from beginning to end." Lin Xian. "What the f*ck? That's why I said you're quite impressive." Yi Runbing said indifferently. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. "This is so f*king embarrassing." Fortunately, this ice goddess was a woman, and a woman who triggered the mission. Otherwise, it would be so awkward. He. Lin Xian laughed awkwardly. "They are my favorite female pets. You played with them, so you should give me the reward, right?" Lin Xian. "Female pets? You can't be." "What? You men are all dirty creatures. I prefer to accept clean and pure women. Can't I?" Lin Xian. f*ck. This ice goddess is actually a lesbian? What the f*ck? These identities, and she's a lesbian, how the f*ck am I supposed to pursue her? f*ck. Hey. That's good, that's good. But Miss Ice Goddess, you haven't even tried men, so how can you say that men are dirty? You saw it just now. Your two female pets must have had a good time, right? Is this something that women can give you? Chapter 973. Yi Runbing wasn't the type of person who couldn't stand men speaking dirty words to her. Furthermore, she felt that Lin Xian's words weren't dirty words. As for what he said, she didn't agree. In her eyes, men were dirty. Of course, she hadn't reached the point where she hated all men, to the point where she would kill any man she saw. Her level was only in this aspect. She definitely wouldn't let any man touch her. There's no point in saying this. Exen and Xiaolan are women who have only been touched by me. Now that they've been sullied by you, you should take responsibility for this, right? I won't say anything else. Give me the formula for the medicine, and I won't pursue this matter. I'll give Exen and Xiaolan to you. This is your only chance to live. Yi Runbing said. All right, I'll give you the formula. Coincidentally, there was a pen and paper in front of him. Lin Xian directly wrote down the formula on the paper and pushed it in front of Yi Runbing. Yes, the formula. Yi Runbing frowned and revealed a sullen expression. Are you toying with me? You should know what I mean. You said it yourself. If I give you the formula, you'll let me go. Now that I've given it to you, what else do you want? Lin Xian retorted. Of course, he knew what this girl meant. However, this was Lin Xian's only trump card. It was also the only thing that she was interested in. That was what she said. However, she hated men so much. If Lin Xian gave it to her, he might die. Furthermore, Lin Xian wouldn't give it to her. Of course, it wasn't certain. It didn't matter if it was a small amount because it wouldn't affect the overall situation. Jade marrow liquid. Where did you get it? Yi Renbing asked coldly. All right. If you agree to 3 conditions, I'll give you the jade marrow liquid. Lin Xian said. Of course, he knew that they definitely knew the formula. Everyone knew that this wasn't a secret that could be kept. However, Lin Xian wasn't worried because he was the only one who had the jade marrow liquid. Speak. Yi Renbing took a sip of the 100 Flowers wine and said indifferently. The first one, the one who slapped me, I want him to die in front of me. Lin Xian said that he would die today, so he would definitely die today. Sure. Yi Renbing replied indifferently. She then placed the blanket on the table and stretched out her hand. A figure appeared in the void in front of them. Lord Ice God. The man who slapped Lin Xian looked in front of him in horror. Lin Xian was also dumbfounded. Did you really kill him? Did I say I was going to touch him? Yi Renbing asked him coldly. The man trembled all over. I was too reckless. Please forgive me, Lord Ice God. Forgiveness is God's business, and I only need to send you to see him. With that said, Yi Renbing waved her hand and sent him flying. Countless icicles came at him from all directions, piercing through his heart before he fell to the ground. Lin Xian. Sis, isn't that too ruthless? He's one of your **** men, but you killed him just like that? The second one. Yi Renbing said slowly. Lin Xian. ****K. He felt like he was doomed. The second one is to give me a cell phone. No, I know you will inform the Void Fox, so I can't satisfy you. Wow. She ***King knows quite a lot. Are you afraid of her? Lin Xian asked. I'm not afraid, but if she reaches the heavenly Tao realm, with her perception of space and her spatial attributes, it's not impossible for her to fight me across realms. It'll be tricky. This Xiao Linglong was even afraid of a demon god. Then you're doomed. She's coming, Lin Xian said. Is that so? The corners of Yi Renbing's mouth curled up slightly as she looked at Lin Xian. Of course. I have a perception she left on me. She naturally knows that I've been captured, Lin Xian said. If she really knows that you've been captured, you would have been taken away before even seeing the demon god temple. And now, either she doesn't care about you or she doesn't know. So, tell me the second one. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, All right, then the second one is not to attack humans. All right. Yi Renbing nodded. Lin Xian. What the hell? All right. What was the big deal to Yi Renbing? She didn't attack humans, but just because the demons were powerful didn't mean that they couldn't. Are you sure? Yi Renbing said, It's just that I can't attack humans. So what? Of course it's not just you. I can only represent the 10th Demon God Temple, so it's only the 10th Demon God Temple at most. But there are still the 12th Demon God Temple, so it's not impossible. Lin Xian. This woman really had her own principles. But Lin Xian didn't know if she would keep her word. Fine, she wanted to play this game with him. Tell me the third one. All right, then the third one is to spend a night with me. Lin Xian said. Yi Renbing's body emitted a cold aura as she glanced coldly at Lin Xian. What? Is it wrong for me to state my conditions? Lin Xian asked. Change it. Why do you think you can make me change my conditions? He was very unhappy. Because you're a captive. I can decide your life and death at any time. Lin Xian. That seemed to make sense. I don't care. This is my third condition. Promise me that I'll give you the jade marrow liquid. If you don't, then forget it. If I want to kill you, then I'll kill you. You can choose any of the women here. I'll give you 20. Lin Xian. Did she think he was a stud horse? I'm thinking, aren't they your women? Why are you so willing to give them to others? Some things are more important than them. Lin Xian shrugged, then stretched out his hand and placed a bottle of jade marrow liquid on the table. All right, Then I won't ask for the third condition. I'll give you the jade marrow liquid and let me go. Yi Renbing felt like she had been played. A lowly human kid dared to play her. I want to know where you got the jade marrow liquid. But I said I'll give you the jade marrow liquid. Did I say how much I'll give you? I gave you this bottle. Did I go back on my word? Did I go back on my word? You're asking for it. Yi Renbing's expression was furious. She suddenly slammed the table, and a monstrous aura exploded out. Lin Xian found it hard to breathe when this aura burst forth. I'll give you one last chance. Tell me about the jade marrow liquid. Otherwise, you'll die. Yi Renbing said coldly. He was really angry. Because of this thing, 2 of his beloved women had been harmed by him. His men had been killed by him. Now, he was actually toying with him. What right did he have to toy with him in such a situation? Fine, fine, fine. I'll give it to you. Lin Xian was really out of ideas. Although this person had triggered the mission, she was too troublesome. Now that Lin Xian's power was sealed, what could he do? Even if he exchanged all his Adonis points for the chalcedony liquid, it would not be enough for her. He could not possibly tell her that no one else had the chalcedony liquid and he had the system to exchange for it. This might be Lin Xian's only chance at survival, but would she believe him? Chapter 974. Therefore, in this situation, Lin Xian would rather choose another method that he had used before. Yi Renbing retracted her aura and looked coldly at Lin Xian. Lin Xian then swaggered out the obedient pink spray right in front of her. Yi Renbing looked at the pink thing in Lin Xian's hand and frowned. What is this? Look carefully. Lin Xian held the obedient spray and said. Yi Renbing took a step forward and reached out to take it. However, just as she was about to touch the obedient spray, Lin Xian instantly pressed the trigger. Sizzle. Normally, such an expert's reaction would be very fast. However, with Lin Xian's realm and Yi Renbing's realm, there was no way she would believe that Lin Xian's item would be a threat to her. Therefore, her vigilance was very low and the obedient spray naturally hit her. You're courting death. Yi Renbing's delicate body exploded with a black mist that instantly engulfed Lin Xian and lifted him into the air. In her eyes, Lin Xian was toying with her. To be honest, no one had ever dared to toy with her like this. If it weren't for the fact that she was so interested in Lin Xian's things, Lin Xian would have died long ago. I'll give you one last chance. Speak. Yi Renbing looked at Lin Xian, who was being controlled by the black mist, and said coldly. Lin Xian, however, grinned. 10. Yi Renbing frowned. What did he mean? 9, 8, 7. Lin Xian was counting down. If you don't speak, then there's no need for you to live. Yi Renbing then gathered a ball of black energy. 3, 2. Just as Yi Renbing was about to blast this energy at Lin Xian, 1. Her body suddenly staggered and she took a few steps back. The energy she gathered instantly dissipated. At the same time, Lin Xian fell from the air to the ground. What did you use? Yi Renbing's face was flushed red. She arched her body and looked up at Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered, something to make you feel good. Yi Renbing was shocked. What was that just now? Why did she show such a strange expression? She panicked and gathered another ball of energy to kill Lin Xian, but she couldn't do it. Hot. What an uncomfortable feeling. This was the only thing Lin Xian could do. He really had no other choice. As for what would happen next, I'll knock you out and then run away, okay? Anyway, it wasn't the first time. Lin Xian was already used to it. F***CK. This powder spray appeared at the right time. At first, Lin Xian thought it was trash, the most useless thing. But it just so happened that this ice god was a woman. The effect of the powder was very fast. Yi Renbing was already wearing her clothes. She staggered in front of Lin Xian, grabbed Lin Xian's chest, and breathed in his fragrance. Hurry, she said in a muffled voice. Hurry what? Lin Xian looked at her mockingly. F***ck. Demon gods are awesome, right? You're awesome, right? You're the mission target triggered by the system, right? He was very happy because he was really unhappy before. Yes. I want it. Yi Renbing grabbed Lin Xian. Slap. Lin Xian slapped her face, and she fell to the ground. Does it feel good? Lin Xian asked. She crawled to her feet and grunted. F***cku. It felt so good. Didn't she want to kill him just now? What about now? Really, this was the second time Lin Xian hit a woman. The first time was Zhao Mengyue. This Yi Renbing was high and mighty, and she wanted to kill him just now. Lin Xian's slap was definitely not wrong. Hurry! Hurry up! She said in a panting voice. Kneel! Lin Xian said. She obediently stood in front of Lin Xian. Take it off yourself. Yi Renbing then took off her clothes. Slap! Lin Xian slapped her again. Fuck me. Then she quickly made her move. Ding. Your Prince Charming points plus 100 million. Ding. Really, Lin Xian had never seen a girl so crazy before. What surprised Lin Xian was that this was Yi Renbing's first time. What the F***ck? But Lin Xian really did not show any mercy. It could not be described as violent. Another 2 hours passed. Yi Renbing lay there motionless. She did not even open her eyes. To be honest, Lin Xian did not want to move, but he still wanted to live. Hence, he glanced at Yi Renbing, quickly put on his clothes, and ran outside. Bang! The door could not be opened. A black energy, like a barrier, had sealed the place. Lin Xian. F***cku. Lin Xian could not help but curse. It's over. If he had a chance to live before, now that he was trapped here, how could he escape? If he still had the space attribute, it would be fine. But now, he could not even use his energy. Kill her. Lin Xian looked at Yi Renbing, who was lying there with her face and hair covered in white. He suddenly had such a thought. No, he couldn't kill her. She was at the heavenly Tao realm. Although the few slaps he had given her seemed to vent his anger, she probably did not feel any pain at all. Such an existence's physical defense was unimaginable. Even if Lin Xian held a sword, he probably would not be able to pierce through her skin. He couldn't kill her. If he could kill her, Lin Xian would probably choose to really kill her. This was because if he did not kill her, he would be the one dying. If he failed the mission, Hall would be shortened by 5 centimeters. Between his own death, he would definitely choose the former. Lin Xian secretly clenched his fists. Suddenly, his pupils constricted. He saw Yi Renbing's long eyelashes tremble. Xia was about to wake up. What was Lin Xian's subconscious reaction? Hide. Lin Xian immediately rushed to the bottom of the bed. He knew that hiding was useless. This was his subconscious reaction. Yi Renbing slowly opened her beautiful eyes. Her vision was somewhat obscured. She wiped her eyes and her hands were covered in a sticky liquid. What had just happened? She seemed to have some recollection of what had happened. She also knew what she had just experienced. Ka ka ka. Yi Renbing clenched her fists tightly as they emitted cracking sounds. With a wave of her hand, a black dress appeared on her body. Bang! She slammed her hand on the bed, causing it to shatter into pieces. Lin Xian appeared in front of her. He was trembling with anger. Lin Xian gulped a mouthful of saliva and stood up. He looked at Yi Renbing, who still had that thing on her face and hair. She was already wearing a black vacuum dress and standing there barefoot. Her expression was extremely ugly. She was furious. Lin Xian could only see anger on her face. This sovereign will skin you alive. Yi Renbing glared at Lin Xian as she said that through gritted teeth. Then, she rushed in front of Lin Xian and grabbed Lin Xian by the neck, lifting him up. Chapter 975. To be honest, Lin Xian had been in this kind of life-or-death situation several times, but he always managed to avoid it. This time, however, it would be difficult. Haha, it wasn't a loss, right? It felt pretty good to be able to toy with her like this before death. Lin Xian laughed helplessly in his heart. You look so beautiful when you're pouting and begging for sex, Lin Xian said as she squeezed his neck. In the next instant, Lin Xian's face turned red, and Yi Renbing increased her strength. Profit! Profit! Lin Xian's face gradually turned purple. At this moment, a sudden force came from afar. Yi Renbing turned her head abruptly, then threw Lin Xian aside and dodged backwards. Boom! The force came crashing down, instantly splitting the area into two, and dust flew everywhere. Cough cough, for the first time, Lin Xian felt blessed to have oxygen. However, the force that threw him was too strong. It looked like he was just thrown, but in reality, Lin Xian's body was probably fractured in dozens of places. It was so serious that he could die. When the dust slowly dissipated, Lin Xian lay there and looked up. It was really difficult for him to open his eyes. A figure became clearer and clearer. When all the dust cleared, Lin Xian saw that familiar back. Really, tears were about to fall. Xiao Linglong, I love you to death. Lin Xian really used all his strength to say this, then fainted. Linglong Shui stood there in a long white dress, and Yi Renbing in a long black dress stood opposite her. All the dust had dissipated. Linglong Shui. Yi Renbing stared at Linglong Shui, gritting her teeth. Why did she come at such a crucial time? It was true. Linglong Shui had been looking for Lin Xian for many hours. She had many guesses and went to many places before finally finding this place. At first, it was just a guess, but the reason she was certain that Lin Xian was here was because she smelled Lin Xian's scent. As a member of the fox tribe, the void fox possessed a keen sense of smell. On top of that, there was one particular scent that was even clearer to her. Now she understood. She saw the familiar thing on Yi Renbing's face and hair, and the familiar smell. She understood. No, what was going on? Lin Xian gave her. That's impossible, right? But there was no mistaking the smell. Linglong Shui's gaze swept across the area and saw the thing on the ground that she would never forget for the rest of her life. Little pink spray. This made sense. Why would Yi Renbing be harmed by him? Linglong Shui, what's the meaning of this? Get lost. Yi Renbing gritted her teeth as she stared at Linglong Shui. I have to take Lin Xian with me. Linglong Shui said softly. Get lost if you don't want to die. Yi Renbing's petite body erupted with terrifying strength. At the same time, Linglong Shui's strength was released as well. The black and white lights contrasted sharply. Upon sensing Linglong Shui's heavenly Dao realm strength, Yi Renbing knew that she had to take Lin Xian with her. I don't want to be your enemy. Don't force me. Yi Renbing said coldly. Although I don't know what happened, I believe that you must have forced him into a corner. You reap what you sow. Yi Renbing, blame yourself. Bastard. Yi Renbing was enraged as she charged at Linglong Shui. At the next instant, the two forces, one white and one black, surged into the sky as the world changed colors. The strength that erupted from the duo's battle left everyone aghast. In the tiny room, Shui Bingxin and Shui Binglan, who were still sleeping, hurriedly opened their eyes when they sensed the aura fluctuations. They looked at each other before wearing their clothes and rushing out to see the terrifying scene in the void. Sister. Who is that? Why is she able to fight Master? Linglong Shui, someone beside Lin Xian. She's a void fox. Shui Bingxin said with a frown. When Lin Xian was mentioned, she did not know what was going on either. However, they had given everything to Yi Renbing, including their lives. They were willing to serve Lin Xian when she wanted them to. However, they never expected the two heavenly Dao realm existences to fight. Although Yi Renbing's realm was higher than Linglong Shui's space was just too domineering. It was definitely difficult for her to take down Linglong Shui. She actually came? Shui Binglan said in shock. I heard Master mention that she had a close friend decades ago. Although Master did not say who it was, she revealed many things that made me believe it was the Void Fox. Then why are they fighting? Furthermore, if Master and her are close friends, why haven't they met for so many years? Xue Bingxin shook her head. I don't know. Boom, the two's terrifying strength clashed, causing the entire sky to lose its color. Every clash between them was probably enough to destroy the entire Sky Island. This was the strength of the heavenly Tao realm. Thankfully, they were fighting in the void. Even at such a distance, the powerful shock waves caused the two sisters to lose their footing. After all, Xue Binglan was at the domain realm while Xue Bingxin was at the heavenly venerable realm. Boom! The two clashed once again and separated as they stood in the void. You are pregnant? Yi Renbing looked at Linglong Xue in disbelief. During the battle, she realized that Linglong Xue had been holding back and was even protecting her stomach. She felt that something was amiss, and after carefully probing, she was shocked to discover that there was still life in her stomach. Linglong Xue did not say a word. Who is it? Yi Renbing asked through gritted teeth. She and Linglong Xue were close friends. Of course, she wasn't a lesbian at that time. They were truly close friends. However, a few decades ago, Yi Renbing's family led an army to attack the human race. They were all wiped out by the human race. At that time, Yi Renbing didn't want to attack the human race intentionally. She was neutral. However, after that, she hated the human race to the core. She accepted her father's 10th Fey God Temple. She didn't know why, but she hated men even more. Linglong Xue had advised her and told her many things. The general idea was that the human race and the demon race were like fire and water. The fall of her family was not entirely the fault of the human race. They were the ones who attacked, and the demon race had to protect. Later on, Yi Renbing angrily broke off relations with Linglong Xue. They had not seen each other since then. Yi Renbing took over the 10th Fey God Temple, became a Fey God, and attacked the humans. She had already killed the human expert who killed her parents. Linglong Xue subconsciously glanced at Lin Xian, who was in the room on the rooftop. It's him. Yi Renbing caught Linglong Xue's gaze. She couldn't believe that she had actually chosen a lowly human with a lowly status. You don't have to care. Yi Renbing gritted her teeth. Get out of here. I don't want to see you. Yi Renbing said angrily. Why did it have to be Linglong Xue who was protecting him? And why was Linglong Xue pregnant? Damn it! Linglong Xue nodded slightly and looked at her. Then she said, I hope that if possible, you can help him. I don't want to repeat myself. Linglong Xue then flashed to Lin Xian's side. She looked up at Yi Renbing and then the two of them disappeared. Lin Xian, bastard. Yi Renbing clenched her fists tightly. Chapter 976. On the other side, Linglong Xue brought Lin Xian home. When Bing Lingyue saw Lin Xian, she frowned and stood up quickly. What happened? Bing Lingyue asked immediately. He was taken away by the monster god of the Monster God Temple. The Monster God Temple is watching him? Bing Lingyue found it hard to believe. Probably not in the future, at least not in the 10th Monster God Temple. As Linglong Xue spoke, she released a gentle force to help Lin Xian heal. He's badly hurt. Bing Lingyue glanced at him and said, Yes, but it's not a big deal. He'll wake up tomorrow. 10 minutes later, Lin Xian lay on the side with a rosy face. I'll go to the martial arts academy first. I'll go. You can help him wipe off the blood on his body. Bing Lingyue took the interspatial ring from Lin Xian's hand and walked away. Linglong Xue looked at Lin Xian and muttered, I'm not going to do it either. You can do it yourself when you wake up. She was very unhappy. Why did this bastard do that to Yi Renbing again? But he seemed to have a way to do it in that situation. Linglong Xue sat there thinking about something. On the other side, Bing Lingyue arrived at the martial arts academy. The students from the martial arts academy hadn't come back yet. Now the martial arts academy was full of students who had already been selected. When Bing Lingyue appeared in the martial arts academy, they were all stunned. Don't tell me he's AF * King instructor from the Martial God Academy? If she was, no matter what she taught, they would go to her class no matter what. Here. Xiao Runing waved at Bing Lingyue and walked over. Damn. Sure enough, birds of a feather flocked together. Miss Xiao is such a top-notch beauty, and her friend is also such a beautiful woman. Oh my God. It's true. She's so beautiful. But since that's the case, she's very likely to be our teacher. Those who saw Bing Lingyue mumbled. Bing Lingyue handed the interspatial ring to Xiao Runing and said, "This is Lin Xian's interspatial ring. His demonic crystal is inside." What happened to him? Xiao Runing asked hurriedly. He was captured by the Yao gods of the Yao God Palace. He is slightly injured and will wake up tomorrow. However, I don't think he will make it in time. Xiao Runing. What the hell? Captured by the demon god of the demon god temple? Big sister, can you not be so casual when you say it? I think they must have taken a fancy to the medicines that Lin Xian created. Those medicines can also greatly increase the strength of the demon race. The demon god of the 10th demon god temple. Bing Lingyue nodded. Xiao Runing took a deep breath. How did he manage to come back alive? This guy was really lucky. It's okay. Just give me the demonic crystal. Xiao Runing took it. Then she hesitated and asked, "Is he really okay?" "I'll ask him to call you when he wakes up tomorrow." Hearing Bing Lingyue's words, Xiao Runing felt relieved. "Okay. Thank you. Then I'll leave first." They were all in the same group. Naturally, they had a good relationship. There was no need to say anything more. Xiao Runing looked at the interspatial ring in her hand. Then she went to where the dean was. On the other side, Yi Renbing had just finished showering and walked out. Xue Bingxin and Xue Binglan were standing in the room. Seeing Yi Renbing walk out, they quickly raised their heads and took a step forward. "Pack up and get ready to go to the martial arts academy." Yi Renbing casually wiped her hair and said lightly, "Master." Xue Bingxin looked at her in confusion. "There's still half a month before the Martial God Institute's examination. You can choose any day to pass the examination. Here are 2 pieces of divine Qilin jade. If you wear them, the Martial God Institute's experts will not be able to sense that you are Yao." Yi Renbing threw a jade pendant to each of the 2 girls. They reached out and took it. "But, what do we need to do?" "Just live inside and report to the Martial Arts Academy." "Yes." The 2 girls bowed respectfully. At this time, Xue Bingxin frowned slightly and asked, "But Lin Xian knows us." "Then give this to him while you're at it." Yi Renbing threw a golden core to Xue Bingxin. "It doesn't matter if he knows us or not. Just do your own thing." "Yes. We'll take our leave." The 2 girls then walked out. Yi Renbing then lay there in a daze. She absolutely hated Lin Xian to death. She absolutely wanted to kill him. That was also absolutely true. But she would never have thought that Lin Xian and Linglong Xue had that kind of relationship. And Linglong Xue was even pregnant with his child. She would never have thought that. Why? Why did he pursue Linglong Xue? She knew Linglong Xue too well. She felt that this was absolutely impossible, but the impossible really happened. If it was before, even if Lin Xian ran away, she would definitely use all her strength to kill Lin Xian. But now, he was Linglong Xue's man and the father of Linglong Xue's child. She couldn't kill him. But why did Linglong Xue choose him? A weak and lowly human. She really couldn't figure it out. She and Linglong Xue were indeed close friends. Although they hadn't had any contact all these years, although she said that they had broken up, did she not care? Of course she cared. If she really didn't care, then why did she stop fighting Linglong Xue when she sensed that Linglong Xue might be pregnant? Because she was worried that the battle would cause something to happen to the child in her womb. It was just that bastard Lin Xian was too hateful, too hateful. Slapping her and doing anything to her. Her mind was filled with images that made her grit her teeth in hatred. What exactly is in the human world that caused such a big change in you? Looks like I have to go and see for myself. Linglong Shui, I'll give you one last face. I won't kill Lin Xian, but I hope that you won't go too far. Yi Renbing secretly clenched her fists. Then she got up and changed her clothes before walking out. She wanted to go to the human world and see for herself what caused such a big change in Linglong Shui. What was so special about the human world that she loathed? Why can't I get through to Lin Xian's phone? It's been a few hours. Does anyone know where he is? Miao Xiaomiao sent a message to the group of 10 or so girls. He's with me. Linglong Shui replied. Huh? Isn't he in the 4th round of the martial arts academy exam? Ling Ying didn't understand when he saw the message. He said that he lost his phone after the exam. That's why I can't get through, Linglong Shui replied. Oh, got it. Ling Ying put down the sausages. What's wrong? Han Chuxue asked. Lin Xian left without saying anything, Ling Ying said unhappily. Chapter 977. Linglong Shui didn't tell them the truth because she didn't want them to worry. That was all. She glanced at Lin Xian and let out a soft sigh. She hated Lin Xian for doing that to Yi Renbing, but, Lingwei, please take care of Lin Xian. I have something to do outside, Linglong Shui said to Bing Lingwei. Okay, go do your thing. Linglong Shui nodded and walked out. On the other side, Yi Renbing arrived at Lin and city. She was no stranger to the bustling scene in the city. Although she had never lived here, she had seen it many times. She still preferred to hear the screams and cries of these people fleeing for their lives. Yi Renbing was truly too beautiful. Her appearance attracted the attention of countless people. Countless gazes were focused on her, and countless people couldn't help but secretly take pictures of her. Of course, she noticed it, but she pretended not to see it. She hated it, but she didn't care. Grilled gluten, authentic grilled gluten. A fragrance wafted into Yi Renbing's nose. It was a fragrance she had never smelled before. She had eaten too many delicacies. One had to know that with her status, she could eat whatever she wanted to eat. However, she had never smelled such an aroma before. She walked to the stall and looked at the grilled gluten. She frowned as she felt that it was dirty. Beauty, do you want some grilled gluten? The uncle looked up at Yi Renbing and couldn't help but be amazed. However, he was an honest man. He just wanted to earn some money to support his family. Give me one. Yi Renbing said calmly. 1? I'm not selling one. 5 for 10. 5 then. Okay. Do you want spicy? No. Beauty, this stuff has to be extra spicy. A man walked over with a smile. Get lost. Yi Renbing said coldly. She was not a cold and elegant woman. On the contrary, she was more of a seductive woman. However, she was in an extremely bad mood. How dare a lowly human strike up a conversation with her? The man was stunned for a moment. F***ck. A hot-tempered beauty. Hee, this is the kind of woman I like. As he spoke, he reached out his hand towards Yi Renbing's butt. Before his hand could touch the man's figure disappeared. As for where he went, he didn't know, but he was definitely dead. Many people saw this scene. They also saw that people were gone, but as for what happened, no one knew. The uncle suddenly felt a chill. He shuddered and raised his head, wondering if there was a man who was flirting with this beautiful young lady. Where is he? Okay, 5 roasted gluten, 10 yuan. Yi Renbing took out a piece of bright crystal and put it on the cart. She took the gluten and turned around to leave. Hey, young lady, 10 yuan. I said 10 yuan. What did you give me? The uncle held the crystal and shouted at Yi Renbing. This is more valuable. Yi Renbing turned around and said to him, I want money. 10 yuan. The uncle walked over and stuffed the crystal into Yi Renbing's hand. Money. Yi Renbing frowned slightly. She didn't have money, but she knew that this crystal was very precious, very precious. How much was 10 yuan? Then, the scene became awkward. Hurry up and pay. You're so beautiful and well-dressed. Don't you have to pay for things? More and more people gathered around. Yi Renbing frowned. Here. At this time, Linglong Shui walked over and gave him $100 bill. Yi Renbing glanced at Linglong Shui. Hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. What was going on? Two beauties of this level. What the hell? Linglong Shui glanced at Yi Renbing and said, Let's go have a chat? I said I don't want to see you. After saying that, Yi Renbing took the gluten and walked away. Then, she threw the crystal to Linglong Shui. Linglong Shui stretched out her hand and caught it. Then, she followed her out of the crowd. The uncle who was roasting the gluten was pleasantly surprised. She actually gave him 100 yuan out of 10 yuan. He earned 90 yuan. Little did he know that if he were to sell that crystal, he would probably be able to get at least 10 million yuan. Yi Renbing ate the gluten. She had never tasted it before. She felt that it was quite mysterious and dirty. Although it didn't taste like exotic delicacies, it was quite special. This restaurant is quite delicious. Let's go, it's my treat. Linglong Shui looked at a restaurant in front of her. Then, she walked in. TSK, do I need you to treat me? Yi Renbing laughed in disdain. Then, she followed her in. In the private room, two beautiful girls were sitting opposite each other. Can you give me the golden spirit pill now? Linglong Shui looked at Yi Renbing. Then, she slowly said, Why should I give it to you? Yi Renbing raised her head and looked at Linglong Shui. She had helped to treat Lin Xian's injuries. When he woke up, he would be able to use his own law of creation to recover in the shortest amount of time. However, there was an even more troublesome problem on his body. That was the power that Yi Renbing had injected into his body. This power was a kind of dark power. It belonged to Yi Renbing. Although this power wouldn't directly kill Lin Xian, it would slowly devour Lin Xian. In about 3 to 5 months, Lin Xian would die. This thing didn't seem to be a big problem right now. However, Linglong Shui had no way to solve it. The only way to solve it was Yi Renbing herself. She had condensed a kind of golden spirit pill called the golden spirit pill. This kind of golden spirit pill could dissolve the dark power. This was also the reason why Linglong Shui had to find Yi Renbing. I know you hate him very much right now. Using this kind of method to kill Lin Xian isn't your style. Does it feel good? Yi Renbing crossed her arms in front of her chest and stared at Linglong Shui. You don't have to worry about that. But you, the dignified void fox, actually fell in love with a lowly and weak human and became pregnant with his child. If your clansman was still alive, how angry would they be? The entire void fox's face has been lost because of you, Linglong Shui. Linglong Shui said disapprovingly, then if your parents were still alive, how embarrassed would they be if they knew that you, Yi Renbing, had been humiliated by a lowly and weak human to the point that your face was covered in filth and your legs were weak when you fought. Oh right. Also, their daughter actually fell in love with a man. If they knew, they would be even more embarrassed. Bang! Yi Renbing angrily slapped the table and stared at Lin Xian. Linglong Shui, I'm warning you. Don't think that I won't do anything to you. Eat something. Linglong Shui said indifferently. Chapter 978. 2 hours later, the food on the table was almost finished, especially the wine. Of course, they were not drinking human wine. Yi Renbing only took a sip of the red wine before spitting it out. It tasted terrible. Then, she took out a huge bottle of 100-flower brew and the two of them drained it. Right now, they were all a bit drunk. The 100-flower wine was a relatively special wine. If you drank a little, you wouldn't feel drunk at all. But once you drank too much, even if you were an Empyrean, it would be very difficult to use spirit force to dispel the drunkenness. Ling Long Shui, is this your taste now? You can even drink such trash? Yi Renbing held her forehead with one hand as she looked at Ling Long Shui with a blushing face before mocking her. Taste is not important. You just have to get used to it. Ling Long Shui's face was also slightly red. The 100-flower brew had rushed to her head. The two of them were actually people who were tough on the mouth but soft on the heart. Although their personalities were different, they cared about each other deeply, but they did not appear to care. In Ling Long Shui's life, other than Bing Lingyue, she only had one good friend, Yi Renbing. To Yi Renbing, Ling Long Shui was the same. The two of them treated each other as good friends, and at the same time, they urged each other to grow and cultivate. Their talents and bloodlines were all top-notch. In fact, Yi Renbing's cultivation speed was even faster than Ling Long Shui's. Of course, it wasn't that her talent was inferior. It was just that the difficulty of Ling Long Shui's spatial cultivation was indeed more difficult than hers. Didn't you say that it's impossible to advance to the heavenly Tao realm in 500 years? Why? Back then, you were lying to me. You wanted me to relax and cultivate, right? Then, you would surpass me. Thankfully, I'm exceptionally smart, or I would have been fooled by you. Yi Renbing said with a slightly drunk tone. No. Ling Long Shui shook her head slightly. I've never lied to you. The heavenly Tao realm was helped by Lin Xian. Yi Renbing froze. Bullshit. Who does he think he is? He's just a puny little bastard. How could he help you, Ling Long Shui, advance to the heavenly Tao? Ling Long Shui nodded slightly. I admit that he is a bastard. I also admit that he is weak. As for being lowly, humans and demons coexist in this world. Demons cultivate with all their might to take human form, so why would humans be lowly? As for the heavenly Tao, it was indeed him who helped me advance. I don't care about that. Why do you like him? Yi Renbing put down her hand and looked at Ling Long Shui. Perhaps this is fate. I think you're becoming more and more depraved. After spending some time with him, you might gradually feel that he's not so ordinary anymore. I will kill him. You wouldn't. Yi Renbing looked at Ling Long Shui. I really want to kill you. Yi Renbing angrily gulped down the cup of 100-flower wine in front of her, and then suddenly crushed the cup. Incompetent rage. Ah. So angry. Give me the golden spirit pill. Ling Long Shui then said softly. No. Yi Renbing stood up. Then lend me the heavenly lotus seed. In your dreams. I'm leaving. Yi Renbing then disappeared. Only a pure white heavenly lotus seed was left on the table in front of her. Ling Long Shui stood up and picked up the supreme grade heavenly lotus seed with a faint smile on her face. At midnight, a dense crowd gathered at the martial arts academy. These were the people who came back from the first day of the assessment. They were going to accept the cruel ranking. Everyone handed in their demon crystals. The instructors were quickly calculating the score and ranking. Okay, now we will read out the names of all the people who advanced. Please come to this area. Ling Ying and Han Chushue appeared not far away. They looked for Lin Xian and found that Lin Xian was not here. What's going on? Did he forget the time at Ling Long Shui's place? No, he wouldn't be so stupid. Wang Xintong was also looking for Lin Xian, but she couldn't find him. Morongyu also took a glance, but she didn't see Lin Xian. Lin Xian killed so many demon beasts. She absolutely believed that Lin Xian could advance, but why didn't he appear here? If he didn't come, no matter how many demon beasts he killed, he would be considered eliminated. Zhang Meng, Qin Chao, Zhang Haoming. The names were read out one by one. At the same time, a huge screen in front of them showed their score and ranking. Time slowly passed, and all the names of the people who advanced came out. Morongyu and the others were even more puzzled. Because they didn't see Lin Xian's name, and he really didn't appear. Was he eliminated? Qin Ming, Su Jiming, and even Xiao Yun and the others naturally paid attention to Lin Xian. When they didn't even see Lin Xian's ranking and people, they couldn't help but sneer. Sure enough, this Lin Xian is so ordinary. He can't even pass the Martial Arts Academy's examination. What a trash. Su Zhiming sneered. But it's impossible. His attributes are here. At that time, he indeed defeated you and me. Logically speaking, he should definitely pass this examination. Qin Ming frowned and thought. Maybe when he defeated us, he took drugs. What if he didn't? Don't think that he's that strong. Su Zhiming said. Qin Ming didn't say anything. Chuxue, what's going on? Ling Ying asked. Han Chuxue shook her head. She didn't know either. Didn't they say that Lin Xian was at Linglong Shue's place? Why did something happen to him? This was what they thought. At this time, Luo Xiu said, also, there's something special. Everyone looked at Luo Xiu curiously. There's another member who advanced, and that's Lin Xian. Hearing Luo Xiu's words, the girls who paid attention to Lin Xian immediately let out a sigh of relief. They knew it. How could Lin Xian not be able to advance? Luo Xiu then said, Lin Xian is ranked 521. Chi. Su Zhiming sneered. Rank 521, what trash. So what if he advanced? It seems that he's very ordinary. It's very ordinary. Lin Xian only grinded for a few hours to reach rank 521. If he grinded for a day, he would definitely be in the top 3. Then, Luo Xiu said, because Lin Xian encountered an accident, he can't come here now. At this time, the man who happened to be ranked 2001 stood up and said, Vice President, this isn't fair. The rules clearly state that if a person doesn't arrive in time, he will be eliminated. Vice President, even if he has enough points, he still hasn't arrived. Regardless of whether I'm injured or not, this doesn't conform to the rules, right? Hearing his words, many people who were eliminated expressed their displeasure and echoed. Yes, that's indeed the case, but his problem is rather special. What's so special about it? The danger he encountered is at the Heavenly Tao realm, so the Academy chose to tolerate it. Chapter 979. Upon hearing Luo Xiu's words, everyone was rooted to the ground. Heavenly Tao realm? He had encountered the threat of a Heavenly Tao realm existence? How was that possible? Ling Ying and company were also rooted to the ground. How did this happen? Then he, however, despite being worried, Linglong Shui had said that he was fine. It was likely that he was fine, but he was probably injured. Because of this special situation, the Academy has chosen to make an exception. Are there any other questions? Luo Xiu asked. They were also shocked when they received the news. Lin Xian's identity was not a mystery to them. He was the person in charge of the Art Pavilion Corporation, and the medicine was brought by him. As for the demon god, the ice god's goal in finding him and capturing him was very clear. If he had really chosen to help the demons to save his life, it would be a great loss to humanity. However, the Martial Arts Academy never expected that Lin Xian would have the ability. No, there was an existence at that level that could save him. That was also at the Heavenly Tao realm, and it was definitely not a simple Heavenly Tao realm existence. This Lin Xian was somewhat mysterious. Regardless, Lin Xian had to stay in the Martial Arts Academy. This was also something that the Martial Arts Academy would do its best to protect. Upon hearing this, none of them had the right to retort. Clearly, they could tell that the Martial Arts Academy wanted to protect Lin Xian. Murong Yu was extremely alarmed as well. She had seen Lin Xian grinding some time ago, so how did he end up interacting with a Heavenly Tao realm demon god for some baffling reason? Furthermore, how did he manage to escape? It was unimaginable. Alright, that's the situation for now. All members who have passed the test will temporarily enter the Martial Arts Academy with their tutors. During this period of time, the Martial Arts Academy will restrict your freedom and there will be no classes. Once all the students have entered, the Martial Arts Academy will officially open. As for the rest, I'm sorry to say that you have been eliminated, but it doesn't matter. There will be another chance next year. Many girls heard that Lin Xian was at Ling Long Shue's place and guessed that Lin Xian might be injured. They all asked Ling Long Shue about Lin Xian's condition. Ling Long Shue answered all of their questions. The next day, Lin Xian's hand moved and he slowly opened his eyes. Hiss! Lin Xian sucked in a cold breath. F***ck, it hurts. Lin Xian subconsciously released the law of creation to heal his injuries. A few hours later, Lin Xian opened his eyes again and slowly walked down from the bed. He was still trembling, and his injuries were quite serious. Walking out of the room, Lin Xian saw Ling Long Shue and the others sitting on the sofa. Big brother! Dragony flew over and hugged Lin Xian's neck worriedly, rubbing her face against his neck. It's okay, it's okay. Lin Xian smiled. Xiao Linglong, thank you. Lin Xian looked at Ling Long Shue gratefully. Ling Long Shue took a sip of tea and looked at Lin Xian. How is it? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and sat beside Ling Long Shue. It's okay, the law of creation has recovered quite a bit. Ling Long Shue nodded. You're really lucky. You were captured by the demon god and you still managed to hold on until sister found you. Ling Long Yue mumbled to herself. F***ck. I was fighting with my wits and courage okay. Otherwise, I would have died long ago. Lin Xian complained. Then he sighed. But, sigh. I'm afraid I can't go to the demon beast domain anymore. Why? Ling Long Yu asked curiously. F***ck. That ice god must hate me. I think it's dangerous even in Lin and City. Why would I go to the demon beast domain? Wouldn't I be dead? Why does she hate you? Ling Long Yu asked. Lin Xian looked at Ling Long Shue awkwardly. He tainted the ice god. Ling Long Shue said calmly. Lin Xian. Wah. Xiao Linglong, you said it like that. So awkward. Ling Long Yu. No. No way. Ling Long Yu was in disbelief. Bing Ling Yue had heard about it, so she wasn't surprised. How did you do it? Ling Long Yu's mouth was wide open as she asked in disbelief. If it was some other girl, it wouldn't be a big deal. But that was a demon god, the ice god. Don't talk about it. The more you talk about it, the angrier I get. I slapped that girl a few times. Lin Xian said. Ling Long Shue. Not only did this bastard taint Ren Bing like that, he also slapped her a few times? How did she tolerate it? Ling Long Shue then passed the lotus seed to Lin Xian. This is a supreme grade heavenly lotus seed? Lin Xian took it. Yes, Ren Bing gave it to me. Ling Long Shue took a sip of tea and said calmly. Ren Bing? Who is that? Lin Xian scratched his head and put his hand on Ling Long Shue's leg. Ling Long Shue said, Ice God. Lin Xian's hand that was caressing Ling Long Shue's leg suddenly stopped. He looked at Ling Long Shue with his mouth wide open. The F***ck? Are you kidding me? Lin Xian looked at Ling Long Shue with his eyes wide open. She gave it to me. Now I owe her 2 favors. If you have the chance, you can think of a way to repay her. Ling Long Shue said. Lin Xian. Wait, what's going on? Lin Xian asked in confusion. Ren Bing and my sister used to be good friends. Ling Long Yu said. Lin Xian. What the F***ck? Lin Xian was confused. She used to be good friends with Ling Long Shue. F***ck. Then, what's going on now? Lin Xian asked. Ling Long Shue said, I'll send you over to apologize now. Ai. Before Lin Xian could finish his sentence, his figure disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he was in a place that made him tremble with fear. Wah! Xiao Linglong, are you trying to murder your husband? Big sister. Lin Xian wanted to cry but no tears came out. In the room, Ren Bing walked out while wiping her wet hair. When she saw Lin Xian in front of her, she was stunned. When Lin Xian saw her, he was like a mouse that saw a cat. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Sister, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, Lin Xian said with a sad face. Bing seemed to have guessed something. Then, she slowly walked in front of Lin Xian barefooted. Her slender fingers slowly traced Lin Xian's face and then reached Lin Xian's neck. Lin Xian was so nervous that he closed his eyes and felt goosebumps all over his body. What's wrong? You're so scared now? Bing said softly. Sister, I've always been scared. I came to apologize to you. I really made an unforgivable mistake. Really? Lin Xian opened his eyes and looked at her with sincerity. This was 2F** King ridiculous. The demon god was Ling Longshue's good friend. And this demon god was the main culprit behind the fall of several cities in Tianhua City. What kind of logic was this? This was F** King unbelievable. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.